All right, so it looks like we are live. So thank you guys for stopping in for my little game here. I think most of you are all familiar. I should be all of you are familiar with Shadow the Demon Lord. So what this is going to be more of a rules light game, complete slapstick comedy, violence. Have fun with it. I'm not going to get into the whole maneuvers and all the fancy stuff of the Demon Lord actual game. I gave you the little cheat sheet there you can run off of. If something else comes up, I'll just kind of make it up on the fly and have you run with it and roll whatever needs to be rolled. I just swing right across the bottom. You guys can introduce yourselves and let me know what character, and go ahead and introduce your first character that you're going to be running with for the Goblin. All right, Chris, why don't you go first?
Damn it. Just kidding. I'm Chris. My YouTube channel actually is Ginger Ninja Shish. It's a pretty new channel. Just started it up. And the first Goblin that I am playing is Riley Fyrus. And you want me to describe what he looks like?
Yep, go for it. What does he look like as he enters the room with the Goblin King who's getting ready for this mission?
First thing you notice is he's really hairy. His skin is almost completely covered in hair. He wears heavy makeup all over his face, which makes him look quite ridiculous. And then you notice that he has an enormous mouth. And probably most prominently on him is the fact that he has no arms. He walks in and kind of shimmies his shoulder to wave to whoever's in there, as he normally does.
Nice. Corey, how about you?
All right, my name is Corey. I am a fairly regular player on many systems. Played with everybody but Juve in here, I believe, before. And very excited. I hope to have a channel sometime in 17. And I am today going to be playing. We're going to find out. I am playing Doc Hack. And he's what you notice about him is that he's pretty tall for a very small goblin. Lanky, dresses pretty fancy. At least he thinks he looks really fancy. It's just shitty clothes. He has an enormous underbite and is covered in thick, greasy hair. Yeah, he's kind of he thinks he's a doctor. That's the best answer I would say to that. And he'd definitely walk in and he'd be waving to everybody, but not too friendly with everybody at all.
All right. Next we have Guilherme. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. You can correct me.
No problem. My name is Guilherme. I'm pretty new to Demons of the Shadow of the Demon Lord. I don't have a channel, and I'm going to be playing El Metallico. And he appears to be in full armor, except that he doesn't have a helmet. He actually has a luchador mask, and he kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Has this huge pipe wrench that he carries around, and he's ready for this mission.
Beautiful. And Juve, what do you got, man?
I got old Grimpy, an old, tired, bitter goblin who is appearance-wise just a typical green skin with wirely goblin. He demands respect from the youngins around him, and he licks everything. As he walks into the room, you can see him like licking a guard, licking one of the females, licking a pile of something like, that don't taste right. And people yelling at him, like, stop licking things. I'm like, you don't know something until you lick it, son. Get my age, you'll understand this.
There's gonna be so much giggling today. It's awesome.
Awesome. All right. As you guys kind of pile into this room, you can see that there's quite a few other goblins around. 8 of them, actually. Some of them kind of separate into little groups around you guys. And you can see this goblin kind of pull himself up onto a podium. It's really nothing more than an overturned crate that's been kind of nailed together. And he huffs up his shirt a little bit. He has a very large pair of like human trousers on that he's hiked all the way up to his chin. He has what looks to be just a broken piece of pipe wrench that he kind of holds in his hands, and he smacks it down on the table a few times. He's like, listen up, you fellas. You got a mission. He says, that damn croc's been eating my sister for 3 weeks. Every one of my sisters, all of them. He ate them all. And your sisters too, because we all have the same sister. He says, it's up to you fellas to go out, find the goblin launcher, and go kill that beast. I'm tired of it eating our sisters, and you should be tired of eating your sisters too.
Keeps her out of my damn head. At least you got a boyfriend now.
That's very true. But she hasn't been making me my dinner. He kind of shows you his overly large belly that he clearly has not been fed lately. He says, the first thing you gotta do is head on over to the gnomes. They're a couple miles over, down through the tunnels. Get yourself that goblin launcher that they've been talking about. He says, they say they're going to be launching us out of these sewers. They don't want us here no more. But I think if we can get that goblin launcher and we can get it over there, maybe we can pack it full of gnomes and we can gnome launch those bastards into the crock. He says, so if you want this mission or not, it doesn't matter. You get to go do this mission. Now get out of here. Get out of here.
Sounds really dangerous.
Shut up,
All right.
youngin'.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sounds so dangerous to this? You just look out for yourself and to fuck all y'all. I don't give a shit about you.
Well, it's called the Goblin Launcher, and we're goblins.
Yeah,
No
guys,
shit.
we're all goblins here. I'm a goblin, you know.
I don't want to
We're
get
all
lost.
goblins.
Back in my day, they had something called the Goblin minigun. Shot thousands of goblins at one time. It was a horrifying but wonderful thing. Y'all young wouldn't know about that.
Okay, now just as a little thing, Morgan, are the other 8 people our other characters?
Maybe.
Okay, so from the back you hear Poop go, that sounds awesome!
Well, I do miss my sister. I guess we'll go.
I don't
I
miss
hope
her.
they did eat her.
Never
I was
did
gonna eat her, but they
anything
didn't let me.
anyway. Wouldn't let me lick her.
Mm.
But she let some croc lick her. Sounds like she's getting what she deserves.
Why do you lick everything there?
Because that's the only way you can tell anything. You learn a lot from licking something. Come here, let me lick you. I'll tell you all about yourself.
And he gladly walks up to you.
Start walking over.
And he's gross. Like he's covered in like the greasiest, nasty hair you've ever seen in your life.
He looks you up and down. Well, maybe not everything. Get the hell away from me, you greasy bastard.
That's not very nice. Whatever. The hag was way nicer than you.
You know what? I've earned the right to be a grumpy bastard. Now shut up and let's get on with this. And he waddles on with his walking cane.
So, hey, boss man, do you have an idea of where we should go first? I understand we have to go to the
I think you said gnomes.
gnomes. But the last time we went anywhere past the end of the tunnel, I got lost. And he looks very confused. Does anybody else know how to get there?
I'll go, guy. Dang it, and pops you in the kneecap with his walking cane. Incompetent bastard. Follow me. And he picks up a rock and lick it.
Can someone do me a favor?
Yes, there.
Can you go in my pockets and attach these sleeves to my coat? I feel defenseless without my sleeve arms.
I'll do it.
You are defenseless. You got no arms.
I can bite real hard.
You dumb
Look at my
bastard.
teeth.
Why the hell are we bringing that new armed bastard with us?
This guy's
What
really
are you
mean,
gonna
guys.
do? Fang him to death?
I noticed.
We could use him like a meat shield.
I prefer not to be a shield to anybody.
And maybe we can just launch him with that launcher once we get it.
Aerodynamics.
Exactly.
Very aerodynamic. He will
Yes,
fly
exactly.
like a rocket. It'll be fantastic. And he goes,
Riley looks to the group leader and is just like, "Can I have another group? These guys."
And he pops you in the shin for saying that. Now get the one, you no arm sleeve bastard.
Okay, I'm sorry. He starts
Yeah.
crying and running ahead.
Fucking youngins.
You hear him sobbing all the way down as he leads the way.
Damn back.
And walking up behind you, trying to put the sleeves on, or me and Gil's character, I grab one of the sleeves out of one pocket. I would say he puts on the other, and say, I think we should do what he asks. He's really mean.
Yeah, he scares me a lot, but I don't think I can say no to him.
Yeah, if he fucks around too much,
And
I just
from
kill him. It
behind
won't be a bad thing.
Yes.
And they hearing it's like, keep on talking about him, I'm gonna pop you with the cane again.
Oh God!
So as you guys head down into these tunnels, some of you might have been traveled out now and then, probably not, but apparently old Grimpley knows the way down through here. These are like the shittiest tunnels. You know, there's some nicer tunnels over where the gnomes are, and the trolls have a pretty nice pad, and the orcs, they're like the kings around here. You know, their sewer doesn't smell at all. It's only just half full shit. But you guys get the full shit tunnels here. They're covered with slime from ceiling to floor. Down the center of the tour tunnel, I guess it would be, you can see just this constant rolling green and black sludge and brown sludge. Several turds and everything else kind of floats on by. It's not uncommon to see some dead goblins and other body parts that float along. About halfway down through this tunnel, you can see it kind of takes a junction to the left and to the right. Old Grimpley, you'd know that down to the right would be the old gnomes that you'd have to deal with if you want to get this goblin launcher. But, you know, you might be able to sneak around if you went to the left and kind of tried to circle around and maybe come up from underneath them.
Yeah, Doc just starts,
otherwise.
Doc just walks straight towards the launcher. He's been told by his squad leader, being Poop, that he has to get that launcher. That is his mission. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. Poop wants the launcher. For himself.
So as you kind of haul ass down this tunnel, leaving the others behind at the moment, when you come to the end of it, you can see there's just a large, basic, solid iron grate. You can see where the gnomes have kind of attached little hinges along the sides of it, so it could be kind of opened up almost like a set of double doors. But you can see this whole thing is bound in little tripwires and pieces of barbed wire, little razor blades. It's like an obvious trap that's like right in front of your face.
Yeah, it's he looks at it and he goes, I and he takes off his hat for a second and he looks down in it and he goes, there's nothing wrong with that. I can walk over that. That's gonna be just fine. He puts it back on and then in that instance he goes, what the fuck am I thinking about? I can't walk through there. And then he starts thinking about Sylvia. Sylvia was his he was best way to think was held by her for more than half of his life, and was her sex slave, and he loved it. And then he starts thinking of that he doesn't really want to meet her quite yet because she died. He fucked her to death. She asked for it though, so he doesn't feel so bad.
Doc Hack, why'd you stop moving?
I think we can't walk over that. And he takes off the hat again and he goes, but I think we can. It looks great. Why don't you try?
Are you talking to yourself?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I put the hat back on and I go, yeah, I don't really think we should walk over that by any means. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
What do you think, El Metallico?
Well, I think you should do it. You know, when you lose your arms, I heard your legs are twice as strong.
That is exactly correct from the medical perspective, he says. You should be 3 times as strong with your legs as you were when they were cut off,
Well,
or maybe.
Yeah,
I can run.
you're a goblin.
We're all fucking goblins. There we go.
Yeah. We are goblins. Yeah, guys, we are all goblins here.
I've won the Goblin 100-meter sprint 3 years in a row. Since my arms are gone, I guess I am pretty quick.
No, you're just more aerodynamic, my friend.
I guess I'll go. I'll pull my
Stop
own weight in the
talking,
street.
get going. Pop you in
okay.
the back of the butt.
Oh God,
That's
sorry. Starts
And,
crying and then runs.
and then Doc puts his arm so he can't pass. He goes, "You're going to die if you run through there." But go ahead, and he puts his arm up.
I'm feeling a bit indecisive. Not gonna lie, guys. I'll do it anyways, though. Can I do like an agility?
Yep. Give me a agility check. Give yourself 1 bane unless you got something that'll counter it.
I have that sneaky. Can I try to do it sneakily or no?
Not really.
All right, 1 bane it is. Let's go, Riley. Of course, it's not relevant for me now. That's all right.
Oh, so here's the question: Do you want us to use dice stream, or can we roll bones if we have them here too?
Whatever you guys want to roll, I don't care.
Okay.
All right.
Dice stream never works for me, so I got real dice.
And that is not looking good. I rolled a 10.
10 is a success, right on the dot.
Perfect.
So you haul ass down this tunnel, and when you hit these grates, you can see that they just kind of burst open. You're obviously in full sprint on mode as you kind of plow through this and keep on running. You get easily out of the way, but these wires around kind of tangle around your foot. You snap a couple of them loose. I need an agility check from Doc Hack, since you're the one standing right there.
Yeah.
Get it, guys.
Agility check. So that's going to be a D20
Plus your agility with 1 bane.
plus my ability with 1 bane. I do have a +2.
Yep, so it'll be 1d20 plus 2 minus whatever you roll on that die 6.
He didn't make it because it's an 8 and a die.
As it kind of pulls through this tunnel, you can see one of these little tripwires kind of gets tangled around Riley's foot as she kind of continues down this aisle. You hear like the click of a sound above you. When you look up, you see the whole top end of this sewer grate almost looks like just a crushing pad, kind of like a hydraulic thing that just comes crashing down. Oh, you will take 2 5s. 11 points of damage to Doc Hack. As you see this ceiling, it's almost like this hydraulic pressure is coming down and flattens him right into the sludge, and then slowly starts lifting back up.
As it lifts back up, it's kind of like a cartoon. He looks a little flat. But as soon as he sits up, he pops back into a 3D mode and goes, "Oh, let's not do that again. Hey, running man, slow down."
I guess my lock of arms really does make me quick.
Yeah. And as triggered acting, I'm going to heal myself with This Might Work. As an action or a triggered action, I may heal a creature at its healing rate. When I do, I'll roll a d6. If it's on an even number, the creature is healed. On an odd number, it takes damage equal to the number rolled.
So go for it.
It is an even number. It's a number 6. Right? It was a d6, yeah. So
Yep.
so I take, okay. So heal my healing rate now. Do I get that d6 as well or no?
Nope.
Okay, so just the healing rate, so I get 4 more. That's fine. Perfect. I just didn't want him to be super duper dead. That's that.
You okay?
Yeah. She's hurt me way worse than that. Don't worry. And he reaches in a pouch of his and takes, he pulls out a jar of candy and just throws some of it across the way. And does it continue to keep doing that, or did he set off all the trap?
Nope, he set it off.
Okay, so I look back and go, I think we can pass. I don't suggest we. And he takes off the hat and he goes, "Yeah, we can just go." And he starts walking.
Riley's trying to eat the candy with his no arms that's laying in like the murky water. He comes up, he has a nice little brown mustache.
You like caterpillaring across the floor, sucking up pieces of candy.
Yeah.
I look at old man and go, "You want to lick his face now? Looks kind of shitty."
His own mother would lick his own face. You think I am? Dumb bastard.
Whose mother
Picking
would
up a piece of
lick-
candy.
Why would your mother lick your face?
Licks a Don't ask. You don't question Yelled and smack you in the back of the head.
Oh, I'm sorry, old Grump Gimli.
But if I could lick my own face, I would do that all the time.
Looks
And
at
he
you
tries.
like,
And he's trying to lick his face.
you is one dumb son of a bitch, ain't you? I swear to God, these youngers nowadays don't know.
And he
nothing.
takes the hat off.
Got
And he
no
goes,
respect.
"Well," he takes the hat off. He goes, well, yeah, I am a dumb son of a bitch." And he puts the hat back on. And he goes, "But not anymore." And I would tell you, obviously that hat does something.
So the old Grumps just starts walking off, picking up things of
El
candy,
Metallica
licking the walls.
looks, and he starts to walk off.
So as you all kind of walk down this tunnel, when it comes to the end of it, you can see that it opens up into like a larger pooling area of sludge and stuff. In the center of it, you can see kind of a waterfall of sludge kind of spills down into the sewer grates below. But this room that you come into, you can see that there's all sorts of clocks running along the walls that tell all different times. There's a couple little mechanical dogs that kind of run around in circles chasing their tails. You can see this little gnome fellow with these huge goggles on as he sits on a desk trying to work on some little clockwork type item in his hands. Across the way next to him is this large, what looks to be some sort of tube of some sort, and you can see the little scrawlings of goblins firing out of this thing. And it looks almost like a ballista type bolt type thing. You can see it has little handles on either side, and it has a couple springs loaded in there. And the directions on the side of this thing shows a little no-armed goblin being stuffed down inside this thing, and the people on either side of this thing pulling these levers and firing this thing out of it. It's going to take a couple goblins to carry this thing. It's pretty big and heavy looking. Assuming you can get this.
I think that's the launcher, fellas. As I said, I've been told I have to get this. We're not getting. And then he takes off the hat and goes, "Shut up." Oh, okay. And he puts the hat back on. Oh, yeah. So that's no time like the present. And he kind of walks towards the goblin. Now there's just one goblin there. I mean,
One
sorry,
gnome.
there's just one gnome. There's just one gnome there.
Just
Okay.
one gnome.
And he kind of walks up to the gnome and goes, "Just passing through. We're allowed to pass through this area. Don't worry about it." And as he does that, he very quickly runs right to him and attacks the gnome. You know,
Right.
he was trying to be
Give me
immune to it.
an
But,
agility check. It's going to be against his perception, though, which is 13.
okay.
You can give yourself one boon since you guys kind of snuck in, sort of.
That is plus 5, 18.
18. Yeah, you can come right up on him. As soon as he turns around, he lets out this bit of a yip, and you can see that he has these two weird barrel type things in each hand that he kind of swings in your direction, but you get a first attack or whatever you want to do to him, so go for it.
Okay, so he's going to take out his bone saw, and he's going to hack right at his head with it. Just try to behead him right, straight with it. Oh, that's going to be good. 18 plus 3,
definitely.
18 plus 3, 21.
Yep.
So that is over 20. So I have an ability called malpractice that when a total is 20 or higher exceeds the number. Oh, by 5. Is that
Still
exceed
does,
by
yes.
5? Okay, I do
Yep.
1d6 extra, so it's 3d6 to this guy.
All right, go for it.
That is 7 damage.
Nice. So as soon as you kind of come around, he lets out this bit of a yip, and you can see that he swings these two weird things that he's been working on in his hands in your directions. What's this bone saw look like that you have?
It looks like the bottom of a. Okay, now the hag, was that another goblin?
Oh, that was a hag.
It was a hag. Okay, so it looks like the jawbone, the bottom jawbone of the hag, and it is her. It is her mouth. I mean, it's her bottom jawbone with all her jagged teeth and awfulness. And so it's kind of round. It's kind of weird. It's not really a saw, but he calls it one.
Of course. Yeah, you cleave this right down into his shoulder blades. That's at a bit of a yip. You guys would be up for initiative, so who would like to go fast?
I would.
All right, go for it. What does
So
all the group
I
do?
proceed as he doing that. I run over with the K and start trying to bash the gnome's head in.
All right. Let's see. Go ahead and make an attack to be whatever your thing there is. 1 die 20 minus 1.
So that is, I rolled a 6. That would be a 5. That's nothing.
That's nothing. Yep. So as you kind of start swinging around, you can see this little gnome kind of dodge out of the way, trying to stay out of the way of your cane. El Metallico, would you like to go fast or slow?
I would like to go slow. El Metallico actually looks like he doesn't want to hit the gnome. He actually looks kind of.
Did we lose him or did he?
Let me just fade it out there for a second.
Oh no! For some reason you muted Go.
Nope. You muted. There you go.
Yeah.
Did I lag out? Because
Yeah.
No. It lagged out and muted you.
is
Happens
sucky.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he actually doesn't want to hit the gnome. So he's actually just standing there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Doc will go fast again, and he's gonna rip out, like nasty rip out. So like part of the, all kind of goblin blood and everything just splatters all over the place. It splatters on him, and he loves it. Talks about licking things. He starts licking the blood off of his arm and so on and so forth. And he swings at him again with that bone saw.
Alrighty.
This time he misses badly. It's a 5.
All right. And Riley, how about you?
Actually,
He's
he
gonna act
misses
slow.
and comes in with inches of hitting the old guy, and then realizes that he almost hit the old guy and turns away real quick so that he doesn't get hit with the cane again. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that for your question.
And Riley?
No worries. I'm going slow, sorry.
All right. This thing's going to go fast. You can see that he just starts swinging these two little influences, just like a screwdriver and a wrench in each hand, at you, Doc. And I got a 9, so it's not going to do anything. So he just kind of starts swinging wildly. When he looks at you, though, you can see these goggles that he has on his face kind of make his eyes huge. So it just looks like two huge eyes staring at you. His front of his chest that he has like a piece of burlap sack that's been kind of woven into a bit of a shirt. And you can see that it shows Old Poppy's Milling Grounds on the front of this thing that says, and let's see, El Metallico. And Riley, you guys are up.
So this guy looks a little bit like Maz from the new Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Riley looks at El Metallico and just says, oh God, this escalated really quickly. Why are we fighting this guy? He said that we were allowed here.
Could you repeat that? My internet got totally screwed.
He just said it escalated really quickly, and why are we fighting this guy if we were allowed here?
I actually don't know, but I want to hit something. And El Metallico actually runs towards the gnome and wants to hit him right now. So he swings his wrench pipe at the...
All right, go for it. Be 1 die 20 plus 3.
That's 15.
That'll hit.
Okay, so damage is 1d6. Okay. That's wow, 7 damage.
Nice.
And you can see as El Metallico kind of jumps and swings the type wrench, he yells, "Oh yeah!"
That's awesome.
These guys are really violent.
All right, Riley. You want to do anything? Or are you hanging back?
I'll do a sneak and basically just see if anyone else is like coming. Like, if there's any other gnomes around, I'll just kind of hide and get ready for them to pop out.
All right. Give me a perception roll.
All right. 10.
10. You don't see any other gnomes. What you do see is these 3 little mechanical dogs have been running around chasing their tails. I'll kind of glance back in your direction. You can see they bare their little mechanical teeth and then just start leaping towards you as you kind of get engulfed by these 3 little chihuahua-like clockworks.
Can I use my ability to swallow it?
If you want to swallow one, yeah. There's 3 of them, but yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and describe what you do then. I'll let you go.
So one of them jumps out, and they're all like kind of jumping and biting at me and nipping, and I'm trying to like fend them off with my shoulders. Like my sleeves are just kind of flapping around aimlessly, and then one jumps up, and I just kind of like swallow it, and you hear it barking mechanically in my mouth and moving around, and then Riley just swallows it whole, and you hear it just barking in his belly.
Awesome.
Oh God! These things are attacking me, guys.
The other ones will both hit. So you see these other 2 as you kind of swallow the one down. You can feel them bouncing around in your stomach. The other 2 kind of latch on. One getting a hold of your leg. The other one kind of gets a hold on your stump of a shoulder as it starts biting into it. You can take 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
All right.
You see these, they kind of, once they latch on, you can feel their claws just kind of like lock right onto you, and they just start shaking their heads back and forth violently. And that's the end of the round. So, new round, who would like to go fast?
Me.
All right, go for it.
I'm gonna bite one of those suckers. I can bite 2, you little bastards. 10.
That's a hit.
Perfect. 2 chomping damage as I grab onto another one's back spine and start viciously biting on it like a dog also.
So you guys can see Riley over there in the corner with one kind of tearing at his leg, the other one on his shoulders. He has that one in his chompers too, and they're all just kind of flashing around on the ground. Anybody else want to go fast?
Yeah, I'll go fast.
Okay.
I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna go slow because I had an idea of something.
El Metallico, fast, slow.
Slow.
All right. And Grimpley.
Wait a minute, you broke up. Is that you say it's my turn again?
Oh, yep. You want to go fast or slow?
Slow.
Okay. So this little guy, this gnome guy's gonna swing his screwdriver again at Doc Hack, and that's an 11. Does that hit you? Defense is 9, yes.
Yeah, my defense is 9.
So 7 damage. And you can see he just takes this screwdriver that he has, just plunging it into the side of your neck, and he starts wiggling it back and forth, laughing hysterically. You can see like the blood kind of splurting across him. He's just like, I like blood too. And he keeps just stabbing you in the corner of your neck.
Okay, so I'm going to move a little bit away from him. Okay, because it's our turn now, or is it a dog's turn? Sorry,
Nope, they're gonna go slow.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I'll go first on the slows. I'm going to back up from him a little bit. And then you see him kind of start looking around and looking all weird and kind of looking around and looking at the coat. And he starts looking at, he's wearing like a duster, it looks like. But it looks like skin. And he starts looking at it and he goes, I know, leave me alone. Right? I'll be there soon. Just, well, why? I don't want to die. I don't know what you're talking about. It's really, this is how we're going to do it. like for real, and he's just arguing with somebody you can't see by any, by any way, shape, or form. And he's over there, and I'm using my Lover's Quarrel ability, and I would like to be able to have him have a will challenge roll, and then he'll be stunned.
Right.
I should have done this before. I should have went fast.
That's all right. I will
Now,
need one from.
Speak at the end of the next round.
Yep.
Is that how that would work?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. It's will challenge rolls with one Bane. I would need one from El Metallico and Grimply as well, because you guys are all right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the no.
As Riley sees you talking to yourself, he's like, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm dying over here. You see like a chihuahua rip out a part of his torso.
Yeah, and then in a voice you don't understand, you know what I mean? Because it's a hag. She goes, "Fuck off! We don't give a shit."
Oh God.
So the gnome is stunned. El Metallico, how'd you get?
I got a 6.
So you were going to be stunned for a round. And Grimply?
I am going to. The gnome is knocked out, right?
Yep, he's only stunned for one round.
Along with Metallica.
Did he drop his guns?
Well, they're a screwdriver and a wrench, but they kind of fall from his hands when he gets stunned, yeah.
All right, I pick up the.
Hey, Juve, the first thing you need to do is you need to roll a will check to see if you become stunned because you're in the same area as that ability I just did.
Oh.
Yeah. You'll do 1d20
18.
plus 2. You're good. All right, yeah, go ahead, Grimply.
I'm going to pick up the screwdriver, and I'm going to try to ram it in the eye socket of the gnome.
Alrighty. Just treat that just like your cane as far as your attack.
So that was a 13.
-1.
Without any bonuses at it.
Yep, so it's -1, but that still hits because his defense is a 12, so that's right on the dot.
All
And
right.
damage would be 1d6.
3.
3. You can describe how you kill him.
So he's dead?
He's dead.
And I look at him like, now that's how you do it, son. Just pulls out the screwdriver out the eye socket, lick it. Yep, that's good gnome right there. Good gnome.
And Doc is still having an argument with a person you can't see by any means. And it's getting more and more heated. And he goes, finally in Doc's voice, he goes, fine. And he runs right into the tube of the goblin launcher head first.
Nice. All right. These two little dogs just continue to tear apart on Riley over there in the corner. Ooh, that's one hit, and the other one won't. So it'll be 4 damage, Riley.
So you see the Chihuahua jump up and bite at Riley's throat and rip out his larynx as blood explodes everywhere and he falls to the ground dead.
Oh, God. That's awesome.
You see the little
first
Chihuahua in
death
his
of
belly
humanity.
still jumping around, barking inside of his stomach.
And, okay, what goes wrong, buddy?
So now I roll a d6, right?
Yep, roll a d6, and I'll have you introduce whatever you get in just a second if you get one.
Yep.
That'd be the end. So you see these two little dogs, once they tear into Riley and stuff, and is it a she? Yeah, she goes down. You can see that they kind of circle around her body a little bit. They lift their leg, and you can see this hot, steamy water kind of spread across her body of what's left, and they turn in you guys' direction, start charging across this room. That would be end of the round. Riley, what happens? Anything? You can just tell me the number.
4.
Okay. Okay.
It's fitting at least.
Yep. That was going to happen as soon as the slow stern starts. So I'll have you do that in just a moment. Anybody want to go fast on these two dogs that are left?
Doc's in the tube of the goblin launcher. So
What is
I don't
exactly
think he can do much.
Is he making noises in there?
Yeah,
I'm going
it sounds like he's. Wait, no, that's not at all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump into tube. He runs over to the dead body of this thing and just starts humping the crap out of this gnome. And just humping the crap out of it. It's a male gnome, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he's humping the shit out of it.
So as he's humping away, the El Metallica, you want to go fast or slow?
I'm actually gonna go fast.
All right, go for it. You can see these two little mechanical dogs just kind of charging across this room towards you. You can hear this loud whirring, humming sort of sound in the distance, like it's getting closer.
I shove. How close is his dead body to the dogs?
They're all within like melee range. They're coming up upon you on your turn, basically.
Then I grab the gnome body, shove it into the goblin launcher, and shoot the corpse at the dogs.
All right.
So that means that you've also stuffed me in the goblin launcher because I'm absolutely humping the crap out of that thing, holding on to it, getting into it, dude.
El Metallico, did you roll?
I'm gonna roll actually. That is a 13.
That'll hit if you want to hit one of these dogs before he fires this goblin launcher off.
Yep.
What do you got for damage?
I got 3.
3. All right. Oh, you got that big wrench. So yeah, you kind of smack this big thing, or this dog that's coming charging at you. You can see it kind of leaps up towards you like it's going to grab a hold of you and start tearing into you. And you just kind of swing your wrench like a bat, clocking this thing across the room. It hits the ground in a few sparks. You can see it's kind of starts to pick its stuff back up and drag what's left of its mangled body, still yapping towards you. Oh, let's see. Grimply. Yep, go ahead.
Yep, and El Metallico kind of looks at Riley's dead body, and he says, "Guys, we lost our meat shield."
All right, let's see. Grimply, if you want to make it a roll, it'll be with your dex. Let's see what you got. So it'll be 1d20 minus 2. But you can give yourself 2 boons, so roll a 2d6 and take the higher of the 2 rolled.
So roll 2d6.
Yep, and whatever the higher number is, keep that, and then a 1d20 minus 2.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yep, that's going to be a hit regardless then. Damage will be 3d6. Actually, 4d6, because there's 2 bodies in there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 5. Oh, you said, wait a minute. That you said 4d6, right?
Yep, correct.
That's 5, 6, that's 11, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 points.
So you see this mangled body, the gnome just kind of come launching out of this thing. It kind of splatters across the ground, taking out this dog that's leaping towards El Metallico. And it's still dragging itself. The 2 of them just kind of go skidding across the floor, and a bit of gore and bits and pieces of this little wreckage of this dog. Sparks and gears kind of flying across the room. It takes a second for the other one. The whole gun kind of shimmies and shakes a few times. And then you see, Doc Hack fly out the end of this thing as he's still humping away. There's nothing there left to be humping, but he still seems to be humping midair as he flies through the air. He takes out this other gnome. You're going to take 2d6 damage, though, Doc Hack. Which is going to be 8 points of damage as you just kind of slam directly into this wall.
And he explodes right up against that dude. And he lands on the guy crotch first. And lands on the guy's head and just lands right on him, and his whole torso just explodes. And the only thing you see is the bone saw fly away, and the last moment you hear is he says, "I'm coming, sweetie."
All right.
And I guess I rolled a d6.
Yep. And Chris, why don't you introduce your new goblin and what is coming?
All right. So can I do the thing first and then the goblin?
Whatever you want to do.
So the first thing you guys hear kind of coming down this long tunnel is the equivalent of like gnomish hillbilly music just blaring out of control. And you see this gnomish sludge skimmer come ripping a corner in this fat, blind-looking, like decrepit old gnome. And he just yells out, "Yeehaw!" and throws out a net, and it catches old Grimpley, sorry, and he becomes tangled in the sludge skimmer's net. I don't know what happens from there.
Yeah, so this thing kind of just swings into this room. You can see it kind of circles around, throwing out this net, Grimpley, that just completely encases you. You can see it kind of spins like that 360 around in this room. This big fat gnome in the front of it just kind of throwing his hands in the air, hooting and hollering. He has what looks to be a little gnomish gun thing that he keeps firing up into the air, kind of echoing around this chamber as he gets ready to kind of haul ass away out of this tunnel room that you are in. And what about your goblin?
You see a goblin come marching up from behind the group. The first thing you notice is he has this reptilian body with green scales and these green draconic eyes, but most peculiar about him is his head is actually the head of a dog. He has these two old leather gloves that he's kind of just like slapping in his hand slowly as he walks up, and he says, "Attend hut! Sergeant Papa reporting for duty." And he's an older gnome. I mean, goblin.
So you can go slow action still if you want to, Sergeant Pupper, and El Metallica, you got a slow action too that you guys would like to take. Right now in this room, you see the two dogs have been wiped out with what was shot out of the cannon. Old Grimpley's caught into this net of this hillbilly gnome as he's getting to load him onto his skimmer and take off out of this room. You guys can go ahead and take your actions.
I am quite pleased with myself, so I'm sitting on top of the goblin launcher, smiling like, yeah, I'll let the youngest finish this off.
Right, but you're kind of bound to it. It sounds like you're sitting on top of it.
This gnomish skimmer that came in, Grimpley, grabbed you in its net, and kind of you can see this old hillbilly gnome kind of pulling you in on this net that you've been tangled up in.
Son of a bitch, let me out of this goddamn net. I swear to God, when I get over there, I'm going to beat you to death with this goddamn cane, then launch you in the goblin launcher. And all sorts of obscenities is spewed as he's getting pulled in.
Bound up by a redneck gnome. El Metallico, how about you?
El Metallico is actually going to try to save the goblin. Maybe try to hit the gnome.
Alrighty. You have to climb up onto this gnomish contraption because he's right up on the top of it. Since you're going slow, you can take the move action to climb up on top of it and then attack if that's what you want to do.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
Alrighty, go for it then.
Oh, that's a 6. That was really bad.
Yep, that won't work. You can see this gnome, he just kind of dodges your pipe wrench, hooting and hollering. He pulls out his like this sack thing he has over his shoulder, and he sets it down kind of lazily as he dodges your wrench back and forth, and then he pulls out this wrench. It's like twice the size of your wrench. He's like, that ain't no wrench. This is a wrench. He kind of waves it at you. And Sergeant Pupper, you still have a slow action.
I was going to ask, how do triggered actions work? Is that the equivalent of a reaction?
Yes,
basically.
No more of a bonus action reaction type deal thing. Yeah.
Okay, so can I use my Overseer ability? And when I see El Metallico swing and miss, I'll be like, listen here, soldier. That's not right at all. Now go ahead and give it another try.
Yep, you can definitely go for it. So go for it again, Metallico.
That's a natural 20.
That'll be
Much better.
Hit.
So damage, that's 1d6. So how do you deal with natural 20s? Do you just double it?
Yeah, it's just a regular thing. There is no criticals unless you have an ability that creates one. In the normal game, fighters do. Doc Hack had one that did, but otherwise you don't have any on yours that do. So it'd just be a normal.
So that's 6 damage. And as El Metallico hits him, he just says, "Oh yeah, this is a wrench pipe, you bastard."
And 6 damage. And you can see this gnome just kind of fought back into this seat that he has and kind of shakes his head a little bit and stands up, getting ready to ready his wrench. Let's see. He's going to take his attack action on El Metallico. Ooh, 23, so that'll be a hit.
So, what happens with Doc's death? Is that next turn
Yep, I'm going to get
for
to
my
this
things?
one.
Okay.
11 points of damage on that one, El Metallico. And he just kind of double hands his wrench and swings it back, hitting you on the side in the chest area. Give me an agility check to see if you fall off this thing.
Okay.
With 1 bane.
1 bane. Okay.
That's a D6
Ability.
minus-
Okay. So that's 1 bane. That's
Yeah, so that's a minus 1.
screws me up. Yeah.
Of course, that's what they're meant for.
So I got 11.
11's a success. So you're able to kind of keep your balance as he kind of slams into you with this big heavy wrench that he has. It's like a larger version of yours. And that would be the end of the round. Corey, why don't you introduce what happens, if anything, and your new goblin?
Okay, so what happens is that for some reason it seemed as if Metallico was okay, but when he hit him with that wrench, he thought he was good for a second, and then the gnome kind of giggles a little bit at him, like really sinisterly, and goes, nah, you thought you were okay. And within that next instance, where he was struck by the wrench explodes on his chest, and it hits him. He flies off of the goblin launcher and lands upside down on his head first in the sludge in the bottom.
All right. So when you kind of look
Now,
over,
whatever you want to do with that, obviously you can. So.
Yep. When you kind of look over when this gnome laughs at you, El Metallic, you see this tiny little red beeping circular sort of disc. You immediately recognize this for obvious reasons, and you kind of get that uh-oh sort of feeling as this thing explodes. Let's see what we got.
Oh boy.
Oh, ouch. That's going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
And you're stuck upside down in the sludge, head first.
Oh no.
And that's the end of the round. And how about a goblin? Do you have a new goblin?
I do. Now I'm going to take slight liberty on this here.
Go for
And
it.
it's okay. So come riding in. You hear it, and it sounds like kind of like galloping a little bit. And you hear and it gets closer, and it gets closer, and it gets closer, and you see a female goblin that is riding towards you. She's tiny. She looks like a little horse rider.
Jockey.
To us, a jockey to us, and she's holding on to what looks like a kind of a jousting stick, and but it's not very long. It's a third of a 10-foot pole, and she's riding in. She's riding in, and she does a flip off of the thing and lands on the ground in like superhero 3-point stance, and goes, "Hey, how y'all doing, David? There's no time to talk about it. It's just my Grunch Biddle. How you been doing?"
All
And
right.
she has very saggy face and a horrible overbite.
All your goblins have overbites or underbites.
Yeah, for some reason. Besides my main man Poop, who's coming in last. That's right.
Bunch. So as this new goblin kind of runs onto the scene, we're going to start a new round. So we got the one gnome's left. He's kind of hooting and hollering up on top of his skimmer, his gnomish skimmer. You can see that he kind of hits a lever on this thing. The fan on this thing starts spinning around. He kind of starts spinning around in circles, firing his guns. He's going to take an action before all of you and fire at El Metallico, stuck in the sludge. and I would get a 16.
That's gonna hit, I'm sure.
That's gonna hit.
And 6 damage.
Wow. So you actually see El Metallico kind of just fall over after this blow that he just received, and his mask kind of falls off, and you see that he's actually a gnome as he dies.
Oh, oh no, he dropped.
All right, go ahead and roll a 1d6 to see if anything happens and pick your new goblin, and I'll have you introduce that in just a second.
Actually, he dropped, unfortunately, it looks like.
Oh. I'll wait for him to come back. So actually, if any of you guys want to go fast, go for it.
I will go. I will be going slow. Sorry.
You want slow?
Yeah.
So do I roll right now the what goes wrong?
Yep, go ahead and roll
People?
1d6 to see if anything goes wrong. Just hold on to it for a moment and pick out your new goblin, and then I'll swing over to you at the end of this round to see what happens. Oh, let's see. So you're going, Sergeant Pepper's going slow. Grunt Spittle, how about you?
Yeah, she's going slow as well.
Slow. And Grimply, how about you? Grimply, did you want to go fast or slow, Grimply? Did we lose Juve too?
No, he's still there, it looks like. No, it dropped.
He dropped. Both of you going slow then?
Yeah, I'm going slow.
All right. This gnome's going to fire off a shot at you.
He's back. Yeah. Let's see if you want to go fast or slow.
I
Do you want to go fast or slow?
Slow.
Slow?
Slow.
All right. He's going to fire off a fire at Sergeant Pepper here, and I did not hit at all. So all of you guys are up. Whoever wants to go, it doesn't matter.
I'll go first to save. Basically, when he sees El Metallico go down, he says, "Not on my goddamn watch, son. Now you get back up and suck it up." And he uses "not on his watch" and tells El Metallico that it's not that bad to get back up, even though he's a gnome, I guess.
Let's see. You target a goblin, so you're going to heal damage equal to your healing rate, and you do not die. El Metallico.
Oh, really? So I heal for...
He's none the wiser that you're actually a gnome.
It's awesome.
Healing rate. Where is healing rate?
It's under where your health and damage is. It's like
Okay, so I heal for 4. So
So you can still take an action to this round if you would like to there, El Metallico. Grunt Spittle, what would you like to do?
All right, so she's going to run over and how far up are they? You know, is the top of the
skimmers? It's about 10 feet.
Okay. So she'd like to climb up to where. All right. So, Grandpa is on the launcher.
Nope, he's on the gnomish skimmer up at the top, kind of covered in a net.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So I can't get up on that skimmer though, can I? There's really no way for me to get up there. Oh, I can. Okay. So she'll climb up and try to get up on the skimmer, and stab him with a third of a 10-foot pole that she has.
All right. You're going to have to climb, which is going to be an agility check. You can give yourself 1 boon.
Okay. That's a 3 on the boon die. And another natural 20. Wow.
Yep, definitely climb up the side of this thing like a natural little rat rider.
Yeah, apparently.
All right. Go ahead and attack.
And that's a 3 damage, my friend. Oh, plus 3 damage. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so El Metallico, you still got a slow action since he brought you back if you'd like to go.
okay, I'll go. So El Metallico kind of gets up and he says, "Ay, ay, ay, okay, está acontecendo." And he actually looks at his face, and he actually notices that his mask is not there, and he kind of picks up the mask and wears it. And he says, "It's okay, guys. I'm just wearing a mask underneath the mask, you know, or kicking gnomes. And, and then he is going to attack the nearest thing that is at him.
Good idea, young soldier.
Let's see. You're going slow, so you can climb up without a problem. Also be the gnome. So yeah, if you want to take an attack on this gnome that's hooting and howling, this redneck gnome up there, you can go for it.
Yep, I'm gonna try again.
Alrighty.
Wow, that really sucks. That's a 5.
All right. So nope, that ain't gonna be good enough. And Grimpley, you are up. If you would like to take any more actions, you got the note, or you got this net kind of wrapped around you and stuff, but you can still, get your cane out and whack this guy if you want to. Kind of right there beside him.
Yep. Actually, I'm gonna go try to hit him in the nuts.
All right.
So,
I'll give you an extra boon too, so you can add a 1d6 roll to the total roll too.
all right. Natural 20 again.
Well, yep, you're definitely going to hit him in the nuts then. And damage, as long as you do 2 points of damage, you can describe how he dies.
Ah! 1 point of damage.
So you kind of swing up and nab him. You're only able to hit one nut instead of both of them. Your aim was a little off on this one. His jewels are kind of tucked to the side in his underwear. You can see he lets out this hooting and hollering as he kind of tips backwards, kind of falling off the side of this thing down into this pile of sludge at the base of the skimmer. As he does so, and he kind of rocks back, you can see his back end kind of pushes up against the console of this thing, and you can see the fan start spinning wildly, and this big, huge gnome skimmer start to move forward as it starts to gain speed, dragging Grimpley behind it. That is the end of the round. Nobody died, so nothing new happens. So who would like to go fast?
Is there anybody near me?
No, not. I mean, you're not in a huge room, so I mean, whatever you might want to do is fine.
Well, when you go fast, can you still move, or?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go slow.
Okay. Slow. El Metallico, how about you?
I'm gonna go slow as well.
Alrighty. Grimpley?
Slow.
And Grunt Spittle.
Yeah, we all gotta. I think we gotta go slow so we can catch up to him. She's gonna go fast.
Okay.
I'm gonna use her special ability. See how this works. I just really want to get to poop, so it doesn't really matter. What happens is she again, I'm going to take a little bit of liberty. She's going to jump off of, well, no. You hear the galloping again. And charging up the tunnel, you see another rat. It strangely looks like the same rat, but except for it's a different color. And she jumps off, does a flip, goes and lands on the rat, and starts riding towards the
Skimmer.
the skimmer. Her movement is doubled at that point, and I can make it a charge attack.
Yeah, right.
So when I charge it at a creature, I have 1 bane to attack, but I deal 2 additional d6, and then things happen. So yeah, but she's on there. She's got the pole, like she's ready to joust it, so on and so forth, and she's going right at it.
All right. Are you trying to unhook Grimpley and save him, or just trying to take out the skimmer that's starting to take off?
I'm trying to take out the skimmer, and if I can, because she knows that he's a mean bastard of an old man, she tries to run over Grimley as she's run back.
All right. Make an attack roll. If you hit his defense, then you'll hit him too.
Okay. And that's with a bane, right? Oh, because I'm charging. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh, that's not too bad. 12.
12. You definitely hit the skimmer, and see Grimpley, his defense of 8. So yes, go ahead and do damage. Just do 2d6. That was only going to be on Grimpley, and then you can do the 3d6 or whatever it is on the skimmer itself.
So Grimpley takes 3 damage.
Okay.
And the skimmer, it takes a lot. 13 damage.
All right. So as you kind of charge forward, you drive your 1/3 of a 10-foot pole into the back fan of this thing. You see the whole thing locks up and just kind of skids to the side, smashing into this wall. Grimply, you're thrown from this net that you've been wrapped up and stuff, kind of smash into the side of this wall. You're going to take 3 damage from that, and then as you kind of fall to the side, you have this huge rat rider that kind of pounds over top of you, so take 6 damage total, Grimply.
All right, I'm trying to pull up my. Well, I had to reset. I lost my character sheet.
Here, I'll send you a link right in the. Maybe. Let's see.
I should pull it up here in a second. Maybe you should send it to me again.
Yep. Here, I'll put it right in the chat. Just no.
And she just starts jibber jabbering. That makes no sense. As you guys noticed, it sounds a lot like Boomhauer. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's just saying, what you got there? Me now, it's a fucking man with the ass is me. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell are you talking about, girl?
You know what I'm talking about. It's the same thing I've been saying. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't got no goddamn clue what you're saying.
Poop told me. And that's the only thing that was not legible that Poop told me at the end.
You see the skimmer just kind of smash on the side and just blow apart into pieces. You guys are kind of all left in this room with all these mechanical parts and everything just kind of scattered about, kind of standing there left. Metallico's pretty beaten up. Grimply's picking himself up and pulling what's left of this net off of him. Got Sergeant Pupper to the side. And you have the gnomish goblin launcher thing. You're going to have to somehow move. It's about 8 foot long, kind of about 2 feet in diameter. A large, sort of tube where a goblin will fit nice and tight sitting down in there. It's going to take a couple of you to carry this thing out of here.
Okay, so she needs to make a agility check with a bane.
Yep.
Okay. That's only a 1, so that's not bad. Yeah, 13.
You're good. So that ain't gonna come into effect until you get into like another battle or something where it actually comes in. You can just like ride it down the tunnel. Or
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna ask you. Can I
Yep.
ride it?
Yep.
Sergeant Pepper, as the fight looks at immediately grunts Spittle and El Metallico, and he's like quite enraged. He's like, "You two greasy pieces of turds, you line up right now. A tin hut." And as you look at him, he's all decked out in like about 50 of these war medallions that he has, badges of honor. He's like, "It's time for a goddamn inspection."
And she looks at him, gets off of the rat, and kind of pets it nice. Will you let me have kind of liberty on that to keep it until I lose it?
Yep.
Okay. And kind of hides behind it, and you can see her kind of squeak down and pull a vial out of her pouch and takes a crap into it and gets up and goes, "Yes, sir," and then walks over and goes, "Here, I got a gift for you," and gives you the vial of shit.
He slaps it with his glove out of your hand, and he's like, this is a shit show. It seems like a goddamn inside job. I guarantee there's a gnomish spy amongst one of us here, and I'm about to do an inspection and find it out. He pulls out a monocle, and he starts inspecting you guys over. He first goes up to El Metallico. Has his mask on or not?
I'm gonna use one of my skills actually. So I'm gonna read the skill, and it's actually called "Seriously, guys, I am a goblin."
So
I can assure them that I am a goblin.
So as he's trying to put his mask on, clearly a gnome, Sergeant Pupper is eyeing him over with his monocle, and he's like, he checks out. Walks on over to Grunt Spittle, looks you over, starts patting you down. He's like, "Girl, I think you are a goddamn spy. You're the gnomish spy. I guarantee it."
I don't know. He's just saying I'm spying, but nothing. It's just he poops at me, and he's the best ever.
What do you think, old Grimpley? I know you're a retired veteran. You reckon that this girl's a spy? Give the man some respect. He kind of like slaps your knees as you guys ain't standing at attention.
This is how these young folks see. I like you. You know how to respect your elders. Yeah,
Absolutely.
get along just fine. Comes over and lick you on the forehead. Yeah, even tastes like respect. That's what I'm talking about right there.
It tastes like respect.
Tastes like respect. That's the best thing ever.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry.
Next time I meet someone, I'm just gonna lick them so I can make sure they taste like respect.
Another infamous line from Wreck Apocalypse.
So funny. So yeah, so she just starts babbling again, and you can't understand her really. The only word you ever understand is poop, and that he's the greatest. That poop, I mean, and all she talks about is how awesome poop is all the time.
Keeps yammering on about poop. I think it's a code word for them gnomish spies. She's probably trying to alert the others. I know it. I know that there's a spy among us.
I agree with him because he takes like respect. Go on, get in the poop chute. Let's see how much talk about poop then.
And she takes out another vial right in front of you guys and pees in it, and then hands it right to Gramps. That's
Gramps takes it.
What's it taste like, Gramps? Tastes like gnomish piss?
It tastes like spy piss. I say you kill it.
I knew it. Oh, glove slapper.
That's something a gnome would do. El Metallico says.
You're goddamn right, soldier. It is.
And she starts looking and goes, yeah, but you know, son, I'm gonna give a poop, and he ain't gonna be okay. And when she quietly kind of is backing up and turns around, and okay, I'm kind of seeing you said it's more like a trebuchet, right?
A what?
The launcher is more like a big crossbow
type tube thing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And
Sergeant Popper has an idea after.
Yeah, and she kind of comes over and she makes it so it spins and it hits Gramps right in the head, and then laughs really, 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 really hard as it happens.
He's like, I know what to do. I know how to tell if she's a spy. You see this thing right here? That's a goblin launcher. We put her in the goblin launcher, and if it launches her, she's clearly a goblin. If she's a gnome, it ain't gonna launch no gnome. That's a goblin launcher. Get in the goblin launcher, girl.
That makes sense. Yes, let's launch her.
That's how I poop my launcher. It's just, I want to go up with the launcher. She gladly climbs up in the launcher because she wants to be the first one to be launched. She loves that idea. When she looks down at the rat afterwards, like kind of says something you don't understand at all, not even gibberish. And she has told the rat to catch her, so it's gonna run after her, and she's gonna land on the rat. I mean, because it will shoot her, I'm assuming.
And then after she's in and loaded, Sergeant Popper will do like a kind of ceremoniously salute, like you're launching the cannons, and get El Metallico to give the command, fire!
Give me an agility check, Grunt Spittle. Actually, how about El Metallico, since you're firing this thing, give me a 1d6 roll and let me know what it is.
Oh my God, that's another one. I landed.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, it don't matter what he did. I got an point.
Oh. Damn it, I tell you. All right, no matter what you do then in that case, because the highest I can get is an 18. So I don't need to know that roll. Yeah, you guys kind of launch her out of this thing, and she lands on her rat as it kind of runs down this hall, this sewer tunnel, and catches her on the back of this thing. Clearly launched.
I guess she's not a spy. Well, let's be on with it then.
Yes.
She right back and goes, again.
I'll be damned. She's not a spy.
And she starts climbing back up in the tube again.
You know those gnomish spies are crafty, making not gnomish spies look like spies? It happens all the time. Don't feel bad on yourself, Grimpley.
You take like respect. Sound like respect. I can respect that.
Always going to show respect for a well-known, renowned veteran like yourself. You've served in many goblin fights, I'm sure.
Damn right I did. That's why I walked with the king.
Well, to save sisters, I believe, is the mission.
So how are you guys going to move this goblin launcher? It's going to take at least 2 of you to carry it if you want to go that way, or something else. It's not in any kind of wheels or nothing.
I was about to ask you, does it have wheels? Because if it has wheels, we could just tow it in theory. You know what I mean?
Without even like
I'll sit in
hesitation.
the back of that disrespectful known female spy thing and whip her until we get to where we need to go to.
Yeah. Sergeant Popper is not even going to like hesitate at the fact that Grimpley or him would carry it. He would put his arm around Grimpley and start carrying on. Like, you two get to that. We got places to go.
Damn right.
Almatali kind of salutes and says, "Yes, sir," and he runs.
So she
Whispers.
doesn't food or anything like that, but she again has been targeted by food that she has to get. You know what I mean? So so she's very willing to grab one side of it. Not very big, but hopefully she can carry it. Pretty strong.
So the 2 of you kind of grab the side of this goblin launcher. It looks more like a ballista type thing with a tube, though, and start kind of wheeling this. It doesn't really have wheels, but pushing it, I guess, or dragging it the best you can down the sewer tunnel. It's a little bit of a slick tunnel full of sludge and all, so it slides a little easy.
Okay, and the rat is at the front, pulling this up.
Yeah, and each time El Metallico is pushing, he says, "Oh!" Then he stops, and then "Yeah!" And then he pushes.
I like your drive, soldier. You keep up the good work. You'll be promoted in no time.
So as you guys continue down this tunnel, you pass by your little home tunnel that would lead back to your main base of operations, or whatever you might call that. Continue down the sewer tunnel. The Goblin King told you that it was, further down this tunnel, you had to take the 14th tunnel to your right. You don't want the first tunnel or the 13th tunnel. That one's the tunnel of death. That's a bad place to go. And the one beyond that, the tunnel number 15, that's, nobody even named that tunnel. That's just a full shithole right there. We say if you take the 14th tunnel and you follow that to the end, you should come across the old croc that keeps eating your sister. So as you guys continue down these things, and you pass by the first or the second through the tunnel, as you go down a little ways, you start to hear like this sort of like a group of people chatting or something in the distance. And you continue a little bit further. Out the side of one of these tunnels, you see a bunch of these little lizard-like people kind of climbing out of the side of it. They're all dressed up in pretty much uniforms that kind of match Sergeant Popper's, like very militaristic sort of uniforms and stuff. They have like camouflage sort of reliefs on. You see 3 of them pop out of this tunnel. They look around a little bit, and then they see you in the distance. All 3 of them just pull out these little short swords that are all rusted and stuff, and they start charging down this hallway at you. As they kind of come into view, you recognize them as the neighboring kobold gang that tends to harass the goblins quite a bit. What would you guys like to do?
She's going to absolutely just drop the end of it, so it ends. So it lands on her side. Jump on her rat, go fast, and just go straight towards him.
All right. So I'm going to assume that's initiating it. Go ahead.
Sorry. So El Metallico kind of turns around and says, "Who are those guys?"
Probably Gnome spies.
Okay, so we should take care of them.
I knew I spelled Gnome spy when I got here. Probably just the draft.
If you're going fast, Spittle, go for it. There's 3 of them that you're charging down upon.
All right. Are they're separate? They're not like in a line or anything like that?
Yeah, they're all just kind of like grouped together, but they're not in like a straight line. No.
Does it kind of seem as if one was kind of the boss of the 3 of them, or no?
No, they look like they're just typical grunts
hanging out,
coming to harass you.
All right. So the dude that's in the lead, she goes right at its face.
All right. Are you doing a charge or just a regular?
I'm gonna charge at him.
Okay.
That's a Bane. That's not too bad, too. That is 14 minus 2 is 12.
Nope, that'll miss. I'm going against a 13 on these guys. So as you charge down this hall and you put your little 1/3 of a 10-foot pole jousting stick out there, you can see that it just kind of glances right past the ear of one of these little kobold guys. He kind of turns around, hooping and hollering, starts chasing behind you. Anybody else want to go fast?
I will go fast and use my triggered action, and I will call out to Gretspittle. God damn it, soldier! You're fighting like a girl. And then he's like,
Hey, girl.
I mean a gnomish girl. Do that goddamn shit again and do it right.
Okay, so do I get another chance?
Yep.
Okay, so do I keep the same bane or do I roll it again?
Nope. Roll again. Same exact thing all over again.
Okay, so that's a 4 on a bane this time. Oh, that's much better. 17 minus 4 is 13.
Right on the dot.
Oh, how nice. So 3d6.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, because that's 15 damage, my friend.
So you can describe how you take this kobold out.
So she hears this, she gets all inspired, and she kind of feels a second like Coop's telling her what to do, and she just absolutely idolizes this dude, and kind of just circles back around and goes, "Oh, I can do this." And it's the only time you've ever heard her sound like she's really talking straight, because she's thinking about poop, and it's like her favorite. And she turns back around and skewers the dude and goes right through his chest, and now there's a kobold on the post. I mean on the third of a 10-foot pole.
So she kind of charges. Yep, she charges kind of down this thing. Kind of envision her kind of hitting the brakes on this rat, and it kind of skids around as she's got this kobold hanging the edge of her jousting pole. Anybody else want to go fast?
Now, do I still get a regular action, or is my triggered
Yes.
action away?
Yep.
So as a regular action, I'm going to look to El Metallico, and I'm just going to start going into this sergeant spiel about how it's time to serve for your nation's honor. And then as he's like, as I'm talking to him, I'm slowly like dragging him along and just yammering on about how he's going to do his country proud and how he's going to go in there and everyone's going to remember him and you're going to fight for honor and you're going to get badges like this. And as he's like trying to like stop me, I'm just like loading him in the launcher, putting him down, like putting him in it. Do your nation proud, soldier. I'll give him a salute. And then I don't know if he gets to try to get out of that, but I'm going to try to launch him.
No. He's absolutely. He
You do the.
I'll make my nation proud.
You do the tribe proud.
Yep.
All right, let's see what you got for Sergeant Pupper. It would be with your dex, so it'll be a 1d20 -1. But with all this inspiration, Metallic goes in there and kind of lining himself up and kind of telling you where to aim this thing so we can get a nice beat on this. Give yourself 2 goons.
Nice. I'm gonna need it. Oh god. A grand total of 12.
That should be done.
El Metallico, why don't you give me a roll as you kind of use your gnomish abilities here to kind of line things up. Just give me a 1d6 roll.
Nice. Okay. That's a 5.
Okay. As you kind of hit this thing and, launch El Metallico out of there, you just see this screaming silver bullet with a luchadora mask flying down this tunnel towards these 2 kobolds. Why don't both of you give me a 2d6 roll?
There's tears in Sergeant Pupper's eyes as he looks to old Grimpley and says, "Makes me so goddamn proud when the youngins do our nation proud."
That's right, and we ain't dead. Send the young to die.
2d6, you said?
Yep, 2d6.
9.
Got it.
Oh, that's 6.
And 6. So you can describe how you take this one out, Metallico, and then you're gonna end up taking
So, you hear
4 points of damage at the end.
Yeah, you hear this kind of loud scream of regret coming from El Metallico, and he's just goes flying towards this kobold, and he lands on top of him with his wrench.
This kobold just completely, obliterates into a pile of goo underneath you when you land down on top of this thing. You can feel your head kind of snap back as you kind of just skid across the sludge on the floor, unable to stop yourself, and just smack straight into the wall down beyond, a little bit further down the tunnel. You can hear this sickening sort of crack. I think that takes you out, doesn't it? You took 4 more damage.
Yeah, that takes Metallico out.
And he expires. That's awesome.
Does he have any last words as he slides down the tunnel face first into this wall?
He absolutely does.
Yeah.
What does he have to say after everything?
Sergeant Puppers, and he looks at him and he says, Oh, yeah, and he dies. That's awesome. Yep. So I need to roll a d6 for what goes wrong. Yeah.
Yep. Figure out what goes wrong, and then pick out your new goblin, and I'll hop over to you in just a second to find out what happens. Old Grimply, you got an action left. There. See one kobold down there who's kind of huddled down. You can see that he pulls like this little thing out of his pack, and you can see that he holds up this what looks to be like a pencil with a little white piece of toilet paper flapping on it. And he kind of waves it around in surrender.
I walk over like I'm gonna take the surrender, and then I'm gonna bash him in the skull till I see brain matter.
Alrighty. I'll just do auto damage on him. So just a 1d6. He only has 1 hit point. So actually, yeah, you can describe how he dies.
All right. So basically, what I wind up doing is when I see him, I take the cane. I'm like, yeah, that's very good. It's a nice way to show respect and whatnot, and proceed to like. So let me show you how we goblins deal with people, and I bash him over the head till I see brain matter just ooze out everywhere.
You can see, this guy or this kobold kind of collapse down. As you're right there next to him, and you continue just to bash his little lizardy sked or little lizardy head into the ground, and then this sludge and stuff around him, you hear this sort of bleep sort of sound. And when you look down, you can see this little chest piece that he has, and it says from the gnomes, and he's wearing it as like a little badge on his thing, but you see it bleep in red, and then the whole thing just explodes. I need an agility check from Grimply. So be a 1d20.
Yeah, you broke up.
As you continue to bash this little kobold's head, and you can see as he kind of rolls over a little bit, as he dies away, this little badge that's on his chest that says "From the Gnomes." It looks like he's wearing it as like an honor badge, but you can see that it blinks red, and then the whole thing just explodes. I need an agility check from you, which will be a 1d20 plus 1.
Great.
But you have 2 banes on that.
Oh shit.
11.
All right. And then roll me a 2d6 and take the higher of the 2 and subtract it.
I got double 2s.
2s. So it'll be 9 total, which is a fail.
He's trying to kill you.
All Grimply.
Yeah, evidently he doesn't like grandpa.
Let's see, a total of 8 damage as this thing explodes.
I had 6 plus 8. That's what?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is, I think, your max. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I'll have you roll a 1d6 up at the top of your sheet. There's the things that could go wrong. So pick out a new goblin and then roll a 1d6 to see what happens. But, Gil, how about you? What did you end up with?
So the loud sound of farts, and you remember this is the sound of something called under the sewers sludge elemental, but we often call them poo elemental. So
Oh no.
this thing rises coming down. Who's closest to El Metallico's body?
It'll probably be Gruntspittle, since she was the one riding around. Yeah.
Yeah. So it hits, kind of slams Gruntspittle.
Right. So you see
His
this
giant brown hand.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a 26.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you see this giant brown appendage kind of rise up out of the sludge, and you kind of look over at this thing, Gruntspittle, and you see the shit elemental just kind of glaring down at you. This is like, poop chuck elemental eyes, and it reaches out its big hand and then just kind of smashes down right on top of you. So 9 damage.
Okay.
It just
Okay.
covering you in shit. And how about it?
She loves it because it reminds her of her infatuation.
Yeah.
It's poop.
What did you? It's poop. Elementalized. What did you end up for a goblin?
Okay, so you see this it's huge for a goblin. It looks really strong and hooked up. And you see has like two hot goblin females with him. And he says, I thought you could use some help. And you see that foaming at the mouth. He looks like he has rabies or something.
Oh.
I'm going to help you like a flying fish. This is gnarly spleen. He thinks he's a were-tiger. Just warning you guys.
His name is Gnarly Spleen.
Gnarly spleen.
That's what I'm talking about. What's his name again? Sorry.
Gnarly Spleen.
Gnarly spleen. Okay.
Like Charlie Sheen. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, many puns.
So Sergeant Pepper, I got that one. Grunt Spittle. And Juve, what did you end up with for your things that could go wrong?
I was trying to find that.
Very
on the
top of your sheet.
Okay, cool.
And then it's a 1d6, and then it gives you the options there.
Things that go wrong. 3, a huge overman motion sewer acid shows up and wants to hug you. Choose an after goblin who is not one of your own who the ooze attaches itself to.
So who does this thing want to hug?
So
what do we
who
got?
do I want to attach it to?
You got Gnarly Spleen, the were-tiger, Sergeant Pupper, or Grunt Spittle, the rat rider.
I'll attach it to Guile.
Alrighty, so Gnarly Spleen. Yeah, just as you kind of come into the scene, Gnarly, and you look around, introduce yourselves, you hear the girls behind you kind of giggling. They kind of rub their hands across your back and do a little dance on the side of you as they kind of come into the scheme. They're kind of like your own little posse. You hear like the slurpy sort of sound. When you look up, you see this big green ooze just kind of drip down from the ceiling, just encasing you all the way right down. You can immediately feel this acid start burning into your skin. Take 4 points of damage. Well, go ahead.
Actually, I'm going to use one of my skills called Meat Credence. And he looks at one of the girls and he says, and she says, yes, of course. And he says, well, that was your mistake. Then he throws her in the direction of the acid
Awesome.
as a meat shield.
It's awesome.
So you see, as you kind of throw her in the way and you sidestep, this ooze just kind of drapes over top of her. You guys can see through this transparent green, opaque sort of slime. This thing just, this goblin lady friend of his, just completely melts under the acid of this thing. We're in initiative since you have 2 things there. So who would like to go fast?
Okay, so there's the
Elemental
green
is-
ooze. Yeah, okay.
Yep. And smacking you around. Yep.
Is there anybody in kind of like range of Sergeant Pupper to be like in melee with?
Nope, you'd have to go slow. So it's like at the far end of the tunnel, you can see Grunt Spittle getting smashed by this large turd elemental. Sergeant Pupper, you're like kind of right in the middle of this, along with, kind of looking back and forth of what's going on. You can see what's left of old Grimpley laying there. But on the far end of the tunnel, on the opposite side, you see Gnarly Spleen as he kind of comes into the picture.
So picture like an old World War II movie where you just hear this ringing of like a shell shock going off, and you just see Sergeant Pupper kind of in there like in a trance, a horror, going back to like PSDT, and instead of like shrapnel and gun shells firing off, there's pieces of turd and goblin things flying around, and he's just looking at the scene in absolute horror, and he's like, no, not again, not all over again, everyone retreat. And he just yells and like absolutely panics, and I guess I can't really do anything, but I'll do a slow action as he just looks like he's going into PTSD or whatever.
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD.
All right. Oh, Grunt Spittle, what would you like to do? Fast or slow?
Okay, so I don't remember. Do they get attacks of opportunity if I run away from it?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to just kind of do a little, not really run away from it, but I'd like to run around it.
Okay.
And be able to charge into the back of it. The
Okay.
back of the hand or whatever. Is that cool?
Yep, do that like normal, and then give me an agility check at the end, though.
Okay, so we'll do the boom. Oh, that's a 4. That's bad. Yeah, she missed. That was a 1 total.
All right. So you kind of charge around this thing, kind of trying to hit it with your pole. You can see that it sticks into this thing every time, though. It just kind of comes out as this stick with brown shit at the end of it.
Yeah.
Give me an agility check for your rat, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be with 2 banes.
Okay, so I rolled an 18 on a die.
So it's going to be a success regardless.
Yeah, so, and then I did roll a 6, but it's still 12. So
you're able to, your rat, you can see, starts kind of freaking out where this thing starts bucking a little bit, not quite handling right. You can see that it's getting really antsy.
Mm-hmm.
Gnarly spleen.
And I again say something to it in whatever, a language that I made up that I can talk to rats in, and it calms down a little bit.
Gnarly spleen, you want to go fast or slow?
Slow, actually, because he's trying to calm down the second goblin. Like, say, no, I won't throw you, okay? She was different. I didn't like her as much as I liked her.
And Juve, what did you pick for your new goblin? You can introduce how they come into the scene.
So you see the swagger of a goblin come in Norden and jewels and whatnot. And he's like, what's going on, people? As Mr. McLovin enters the room and sees the 2 women, of course, and start to saunter over like, oh, yeah. Come see Dr. Love.
This is awesome, dude.
And when he gets over there, he smacks them both on the ass like he's Hugh Hefner and put them both by his side.
Oh, he's stealing your woman, gnarly. So you got, let's see, Love Shack McMack.
Love Shack McMack.
Oh my God.
As you hear the theme song in the background from Shane McMahon playing in the background.
It just kind of comes over the super loud speakers.
Here comes the money. Money. Sorry. I watch a lot of wrestling.
Yep.
So Gnarly and Sergeant Pupper, you guys are up. Actually, the shit elemental is gonna go fast. It's gonna smack. Yeah, that'll be a hit.
Yeah, I'm a 13, but it's not gonna.
6 and 4, 10 damage, and then I need a Constitution save. Well, or I guess it'll be a Strength save.
Well, she splats.
Oh, does she?
That's the end of her. Yeah, that's the end of her.
You can describe how she dies, and then I'll hop over to the others.
So, the poop elemental comes over, and it's just an arm. So, I stuck it through the arm, but didn't hurt it. So through the hole, it kind of sticks its finger back through the hole, its middle finger, and just like pokes me through the hole that I poked it through. And she flies up against the wall and splats all over the place. And the rat starts eating up her remains. Very, 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 very happy. And then goes over to where the hand is and kind of rubs up against it like a cat would, like it likes it.
Your rat abandoned you.
Oh, absolutely. That thing's going to abandon me regardless.
I will let you roll the 1d6 and pick your last goblin. I'm going to hop over back to the end of the round. So Gnarly and Sergeant Pupper.
Sergeant Pupper is going to see, what is it, Shack McMack?
Love Shack McMack.
Love Shack McMack, sorry. Kind of sauntering in and hitting on the girls, and in an absolute panic, you can tell that this guy is no soldier. So he's just going to run up to him and use his goblin hurl to throw it at the shit elemental, and then do a steady retreat.
Did I say here shit elemental?
Yeah.
Total.
So I believe that's a D20 minus 1 plus 2 boons, unless.
Yep, correct.
All right, so.
This is so bad.
Who are you hurling at him?
Love Shack McMack.
All right.
And then I didn't do too well. 9.
9 would be a miss, but you can still roll 1d6 damage for Love Shack, as you completely miss, but he just smashes up against the wall beside the shit elemental.
You look like a great new recruit. Get in the battle. And then I rolled a 2.
All right, so 2 points of damage, Love Shack. As, Sergeant Pupper comes over and just launches you with this shit elemental. Gnarly, you are up.
Gnarly shit elemental, and he says, well, we are in a really shitty situation, guys. But don't worry, I'm twice as strong as an elephant with no legs. And he runs towards the shit elemental, and he's going to attack it.
Alrighty.
With this club.
Give yourself 1 boon on this thing, since it's a blunt weapon.
Okay. That is 15.
Yep, that'll
Does
hit.
that hit?
Yep.
Okay. That's 1d6. Wow. Okay. 1 damage.
All right. And Love
And he
Shack.
says,
Oh, go ahead.
that's bullshit.
No, I think it's gnome shit.
And Love Shack, you are up.
After having shit literally hauled at, flew at me, I'm like, how dare you cover so shit? That ain't my thing. Loving is my game. And then proceeds to attack the nearest enemy to show off his prowess.
Yeah, right. What do you got? 1d20 plus 2.
All right. $13, $14, $15.
Yep, that's a hit. How about you?
At this point, he whips out his goblin penis and beats the guy with it.
Oh my god, dude.
That's a club in itself. 1d6 damage. Actually, 2d6, because that's a big club, apparently.
That's 8 points of damage.
So as you see Love Shack over in the corner just beating this thing with his dick, beating it down. That would be the end of the round. So what did you end up with, Corey? Oh, he disappeared. So we will hit the... Oh, there he is. You're muted.
Yeah, I know I was muted. I'm sorry. I had to go talk to my girl. Just real quick. Okay, so what happens is I actually got a 6, so I get to choose. Okay. So out of a door that kind of just is on the wall, just to let you know, Morgan, let me go back and get a number. I'm choosing number 4 on my sheet. And, you know, it's out of the door, you just see 2 sewer orcs that are just fucking each other up, just beating the crap out of each other. And they're fighting, you know, beating each other. And then they notice that there's a whole bunch of goblins around and all these other things, and looks very interesting. And the 2 of them go, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up even more now." And he picks up Sergeant, whatever the fuck his name is, and starts beating the one goblin starts beating the other goblin with Sergeant, whatever the fuck his name is.
Sergeant Pupper.
Sergeant Pupper.
Stand down, soldiers. Stand down.
You know, orcs like to use goblins as clubs.
So Sergeant Pupper takes 5 points of damage as you start pounding and you're being used as a club on this other orc. And so this will be a new round.
So
Corey,
then do I introduce my person?
Yep.
Okay.
Go
So we know who's coming because they've talked about him like crazy. So out of that same door, you kind of see an orange glow coming, and it gets a little closer. It gets a little closer, it gets more intense, who pops out the door is a very little gnome. He's tiny. He looks like a kid, a child gnome.
Goblin mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant, goblin. He's orange. He glows in a dark orange, like he's annoyingly orange. He has one single horn coming out of the side of his head. And he comes out and he goes, "Hey guys, what is going on here?" "Oh, yeah, you're just getting fucked up like usual. That's what we like to do around here." And he goes over and he kicks one of the one that is the orc that is using Sergeant Pupper as a weapon, and tells him to do it more. "That's right, kick his ass. Come on now. Ka-chow."
All right. So, start of a new round. Who would like to go fast?
I want to go fast.
All right, go for it.
Is there any way when the orc is kind of back swinging that I come down close enough to where Poop is standing?
Yeah.
Could I use my, as he's saying, yeah, go ahead, do that better, just use my goblin hurl technique, and as I'm getting swung back at the in the forward swing, I just grab onto his forearms and throw Poop at the other orc?
Absolutely, you can do that. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that for you, buddy, but you can absolutely do that.
Yep, go for it.
All right.
Okay, so you throw me at him. I'll take a fax action as well, so that it kind of becomes coordinated almost. But go ahead. Whatever.
I rolled
yours.
a 19.
That's a hit.
All right. 1d6 damage is only 1, unfortunately.
Okay, so does Poop take damage from that?
Yep, you're going to take
Okay.
3 points of damage, and if you wanted to go ahead and coordinate your attack with that, go for it.
Yeah, that's fine. So as he's getting through hurled at him, he loves it. He thinks it's the greatest thing ever, and he's like, "Yeah, ka-chow!" And goes and turns into a ball, and that's where the damage came from doing that. But then kind of jumps and flips off of him at the same time and uses his ability called Norris Roundhouse. It's named after the greatest sewer goblin ranger ever to kick ass. And what he's going to do is he's going to make a melee attack with, within range, and he's going to try to kick this dude in the face with 2 boons.
All right.
And then I'll get 3d6, but I might hurt myself too. So. Oh, that's a 6. Nice. Yeah, I hit him real hard.
All right.
It's an 18 plus 6. So 3d6 damage to him. Ooh, 5, 5, 6, 16.
You'll take him out so you can describe how you do that too.
So so what happens is Poop, starts, getting hurled in the air, bounces off of him, kind of like, a video game character, kind of flips off, kind of does a little bit of a backflip, and then starts doing the guile spin kick. No, sorry, the flash kick, where he flashes over and kicks this thing right in the head. It pops up in the air. Somehow this little ass goblin was enough to push this orc that's probably 5 times the size he is up in the air, flips over, lands upside down, and the orc lands on Sergeant Pupper and lands directly on top of him, and then Poop also done and flips over, lands on top of the now dead orc, and goes ha ha ha. So a couple of martial chops and goes ka-chow. That's how you do it, guys. Yeah.
Let's see.
So now I need to make an attacker roll against myself with a boon that deals an extra d6 if I hit myself.
Yep.
That's a 1 and a 9. No, it doesn't hit me.
All right.
It's only a 10.
So you are safe for the moment.
Yeah, don't worry.
Let's see. Who's left?
He's really powerful, but he's really dumb.
We got Gnarly Spleen and Love Shack McMack. Either of you guys want to go fast?
I'm gonna go fast.
All right. So let's see. We're Gnarly right next to you. You can see your what's left of your Goblin Babe just being melted under the little bit of this sewer ooze that seems to be left. You can see that it shifts itself and then just starts shuffling itself towards you to give you a hug. You can see like this big oozy sort of smile and these puppy dog eyes kind of forming this thing. As you can see that it just wants to hug. Hug it out. Hug it out. What would you like to do?
Gnarly is actually going to try to do what he calls a goblin home run, and he's gonna swing his bat at the goblin trying to hug him.
All right, let's see. We're going to. It's going to be a defense of 12 that you're trying to hit.
That is a 12. Wow, that's
Right on the dot.
Yep.
So go for it.
So that's 1d6. That's 4 damage.
Got it. So as you just kind of splatter into this thing with your club, you can see that it kind of separates. It leaves a big trail of ooze behind it, and you can see that its face kind of turns into a bit of a grimace and then a bit more of a growl as it seems that it doesn't want to hug you anymore. This thing's going to kind of fling out towards you. But first, Love Shack, would you like to go fast?
Yes, I would, because that's what Love Shack does.
All right. So you're in front of this shit elemental that you can see is kind of swinging around to kind of backhand you with a poop hand that it has. You can go ahead and make an attack or do whatever you want to do on that before it goes.
I am going to go for the one-time use of pissing in the wind.
All right.
So, special ability, the golden shower. As now, you can piss into the wind. All creatures within the 5-yard radius are showered in a healing droplets
That's Peckerpaw. That's the other one.
Oh, my bad.
That's right.
The level of perversion in this game is wow.
Nope,
Amazing is what it is.
So you got the evil eye one.
I will use the evil eye.
All right. You don't have to roll anything. You can just straight up roll damage on that one.
And that's 2d6, right? All right. That would be 4 total.
So what does it look like when you give this thing the evil eye?
So you see me turn to one side, look at it, and have one eye all crunched up, and the other one looks like something out of a bad porno as I look at it menacingly.
The shaman seemed a little bit, freaked out by this, and you do see kind of backs up a little bit. Several of this thing kind of crushes over and gets a little bit stiff and flakes off, popping onto the ground. Has 2 hit points left, though it's still alive. It's going to make its attack on Love Shack.
That's disgusting and awesome.
So as it kind of reaches out to kind of smash you into the ground, Love Shack, you can see your evil eye causes more of this thing to kind of crust up and crust over a little bit, just kind of flakes apart more. And it kind of halts mid smushing of you and isn't able to quite hit you. Let's see. The acid one is going to make your attack on Gnarly. That will be a hit. 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage, Gnarly. And I need a strength save from you.
Okay, so let me actually see my strength. Oh, okay, I'm pretty strong. So that's a 15.
Nope, you're good then. This thing just kind of cases you in the slime. You don't quite get the effects of the acid yet. You can feel it kind of tingling in your skin and stuff, but you're able to just kind of shrug this off and pull this thing off of you, and throw it down. Let's see.
And
one goblin.
Gnarly kind of sees, it kind of says, Don't worry, guys. I'm a were tiger. I'm used to this kind of thing.
And the last orc that is on Sergeant Pepper, you can see that with this other orc taken out by Poop Chuck, this goblin or this orc that holds on to you, Sergeant Pepper, kind of looks at you and then he just smashes you into the ground. Gonna be 9 points of damage.
Oh, I'm just hanging on. I look pretty bad.
And kind of seeing that you aren't dead, he kind of lifts you up. He's like, and gets ready to smash you again. It is the end of the round, though. So new round. Whoever wants to go fast can go for it.
I'm gonna go fast.
All right. What would you like to do?
First, I'm gonna call out to Poop and say, "I've always said it's never too young to start them off serving their tribe. You're doing a great job, soldier. Now hang in there and finish this thing off." But unfortunately for me, I'm out of overseer, so he can't actually act. He's just kind of standing there looking at me saying that. And I will challenge this orc to a duel as I pull out my dusty leather gloves, and I will try to slap him across the face with it.
All right.
Awesome.
His defense is a 12.
Okay. I didn't do it.
Nope. So your, dusty metal glove, it kind of smacks across his face. It just looks like it enrages him more. Let's see. Poop Chuck, would you like to go fast? Or slow?
Okay. Now, am I in melee with that orc? Because I don't want
That other orc, yes.
Okay. Yep. I gotta fight him.
All right.
Fast it up.
All right, go for it.
So, you know what I'm using. That's all that dude does. Time to start flash kicking people again. Here comes the. That's not bad. A 4. And that is 9 plus 4 is 13.
Yep, that's a hit.
Oh, nice. 36 damage. Not bad. 12 total.
Okay. Still alive.
Okay. And then I roll against myself with how many boons? Just one?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a 4. Really low. Oh, no. That is not really low. That's a 17. It hits me.
So you'll do 2d6 to yourself.
Yeah, wonderful. That is 4 damage. Two twos.
It'd be a 1d6, I'm sorry.
A 1d6? All right.
So just 2. But
Yeah, so just 2. Okay.
your other ability comes into play now, though.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so take no shit. Whenever anything successful deals damage to you with a melee attack, you must use a triggered action, if available, to make an action on that creature with 2 boons. Yes, you've been known to hurt yourself in Valley Goblin. Lovely. That's a 3. Oh, that was a good time to have an extra 1, so I didn't hit myself.
So what does all this look like?
So he's over there. He does his kick. It looks all beautiful again, so on and so forth. But when he kicks, he's trying really hard to do it really hard, and he kicks really much further than he expected, and kicks himself in the face. And it hurts him a little bit. It kind of dazes him a little bit, but then he just kind of goes, "The fuck is wrong with myself?" And he tries to slap himself, but kind of there's some poop on his hand, so it just slides right off his hand when he slaps himself.
Nice. Let's see. Poop went. Oh, Love Shack. Would you like to go fast or slow?
I will go fast again.
All right, go for it. You got the shit elemental that you've been beating the hell out of with your dick for the time being. You give it an evil eye. You can see it's crusting over. It looks like it's on its last grunt here.
We've all been there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Give it the courtesy flush here.
I proceed to do the helicopter technique that I was taught during my days with my ex-wife, and I will then proceed to try to chop it up with a helicopter spin dick attack.
Beautiful. Let's see what you got.
That's the thing you never hear. Like, you only hear it once in a lifetime, dude. I'm gonna hit the shit elemental with my dick.
No, a helicopter spin attack, dick.
Yeah.
Roll the 10 on the D20.
All right.
Any bones?
What did you have for? Let's see. +2, 12, and that's right on the dot. So that's a hit. It has 2 hit points. So as long as you do 2 damage with 1d6, you can describe how you take it out.
And okay, so basically I rolled a 2. So basically what you see happen is like a high speed penis goes into this propeller-like spin and proceeds to just chop it up, poo, and crumbles all over the place, being shot all over the place. It's the most frightening and disgusting, awesome thing you've ever seen. Shrapnel hitting other players.
Wonderful. Absolutely. That's exactly what I expected.
You see Love Shack lift off the ground in his propeller and tear into this thing. This thing lets out this sort of grunt, and then it just almost like a crumbling pile of shit and gas just kind of explodes across the floor. You can still hear that chugging of Love Shack as he hovers in the air. And let's see. Gnarly, would you like to go fast or slow?
I'm going fast.
Fast. All right, go for it. Going against the defense of 12.
Is the acid goblin still alive?
Yep, it's got a fair decent amount of hit points yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit it.
Your rabies things comes into play now, though, since you took that 10 damage.
Oh, yeah. So I get 1 boon and an additional 1d6 damage, right?
Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna hit it. It's 17.
Yep.
Does it hit?
Yep.
Yep.
And then what? 2d6.
Yep. That's a 6.
Nice. It's got a few hit points left. So as you continue just to swing through this thing, you can see little bits of this acidic splatter and this puppy dog like ooze just kind of splattering on the wall. Some of it gets on your lady friend. You can see these pock marks forming on her. She kind of screams out in pain and backs away from you. Let's see. The orc is going to smash poor Sergeant Pupper into the ground again. Oh, yeah. So you see, kind of lifts you up, and seeing that you're still alive, he just kind of, you're on your last leg, you're kind of hanging limply. He just kind of flings you across, smashing you into the side of the wall as he looks down at Poop Chuck. As long as what's your defense? I got a 15. Yeah, that's it. It should be 6 damage, Sergeant Pupper.
I am not looking too good. As he starts bashing me into the wall, Sergeant Pupper is like barking out orders, but they quickly become muddled as an eye pops out. And when he smashes again, a big chunk of his skull breaks off, and then he smashes him again, and his body starts to get really limp, and he's just trying to tell Poop to stand at attention or start fighting, and it just becomes like jargled orders that make no sense whatsoever. And then his body is just this limp, pudgy, dead-ass goblin.
That was that everybody went fast?
I believe so.
Yep, I went through all of them. Okay, so just the orc, just the acid thing has this attack left. So 16, 19, which would be a hit. And it's going to be only 2 points of damage on you, Gnarly. And that's the end of the round. So as you guys kind of start to recollect things, and you look around, you can see Love Shack McMack down at the end of this sewer hallway, kind of propelling in the air with his stick, just crushing this shit elemental into pieces as he kind of starts hovering your guys' direction. Let's see, you see the orc smash Sergeant Pupper to the ground the last few times and then fling him into the wall, and where he just kind of slides down on what's left of this gore. Off to the side, Gnarly just continues to bash into this little acid ooze. Bits of it splattering across him and against his girlfriend as this thing kind of howls in pain. The orc kind of looks around, seemingly having enough with this, and just kind of like waves at you, Poop Chuck, like he's just done with the turns to leave.
Do I get an attack?
Yep, you'll get an attack on him. So why don't you do that first, and then we'll start the actual initiative.
All right, I am. How bad does he look? Real bad?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just do a regular attack at him because I don't want to kind of try to kill myself. We'll just do that. Nah, fuck that. Poop wouldn't do that. He's far too big. He could take people. So it's a 5 on the boon. It's a 13.
13 is a hit.
Okay, So 3d6 on his ass.
He's got 7 hit points.
12.
You can describe how you take him out.
So again, he keeps using his favorite move, this kick that he sees, his favorite goblin do over and over and over again. But he doesn't give a shit. He just thinks he looks awesome doing it. But he goes ahead and he kicks him, and he just kicks him, and in slow motion it kind of goes this time, and he kind of does that just drop kicks him like directly in the chest, and upon landing on him, he just lands on him and goes, "You're the little bitch now." Ka-chow. And let's see if he hits himself. Well, that's not too bad. No. 5 and 1 is 6, so I didn't hit myself.
All right. Yeah, you see this goblin, take this hit to the back, and then he kind of stumbles forward and then just lands face first in the sludge.
And, Poop is standing on top of him, really killing him, and just ka-chowing after every single sentence.
And everybody would be up if you want to go fast. Gnarly, why don't you go, if you're going fast anyway, go first, since you're the one right there with the acid thing that's left.
Okay, so I'll go fast.
Okay, go for it.
Gnarly kind of shouts to the acid goblin, "No is no, come on."
No means no.
Not according to Love Shack with Mac.
That's a 10.
Clear that old guy, because you taste like.
Damn right.
What was it? Let's see. What was the roll, Gnarly?
10.
10 is a miss. So everybody else, let's start from the front. Let's see, Poop Chuck, would you like to go fast or slow?
I'm gonna go slow. And I would like to go last. I need to go help my girlfriend or something real quick.
Okay. Love Shack, that means you were up if you want to go fast or slow.
I will go. What the hell? He'll go fast.
All right. So as you kind of hovering upon this acid goblin and this huge were-tiger of a goblin beating the hell out of each other, what does Love Shack do? You can see
He will then proceed.
You can see this other goblin babe just, in awe of your abilities at the moment. You can see the hearts just kind of pounding in her eyes as she watches you hover over with your dick.
Oh my god. So, to show off more of my also prowess, let's see. I will go for never unarm and look for things to hurl at the other monsters to have them dealt with.
All right. Anything you want can be found pretty much around in the sewer, so you can make it up whatever you would like. There's rocks, there's old boots, there's body limbs of goblins.
I start checking body limbs of goblins.
All right. You're going to use 1d20 plus 2, and I will actually give you 1 boon on that. So 1d20 plus 2
right.
plus 1d6.
I rolled a 9, and then what else to add to that?
Plus 2, so 11. What's it say? It's plus a 1d6, but its armor class is a 12, so you'll hit it regardless. So you just do your 1d6 damage.
4.
So as you kind of hurl in these bits and pieces of, looks to be Sergeant Pupper when you actually pick him up and look at him, you can see his badges and some of his uniform and stuff, and you hurl him into this acidic ooze. Bits and pieces would just kind of melt away into gore, and you can see this whole thing just kind of start falling apart. It's got a couple hit points left, though. Gnarly went, and
I'm back.
Okay, go ahead. If you,
Okay.
You're going slow, but it would be your turn now because this thing is going slow. So,
Right. So he's totally feeling enamored and great. He's gonna start running right towards the acid thing, and go to just kind of like to clothesline it. And he's not gonna use that this time. So we'll just roll straight damage. And that is a 13.
Yep, that's a hit. It only has 1 hit point, so you can describe what you do.
Okay. So yeah, so he runs over and he gores it with his one horn and gores it right through the middle of it, running at it like a damn missile.
So you kind of explode through this acid ooze. You can see bits and pieces of it kind of splatter. You can see some of Sergeant Pupper's limbs kind of hanging out of this thing. A big glob hits poor Gnarly's girlfriend across the face, melting her face down to a little bit more oozy and gross, but she looks hotter, by the way. And you take out the acid goblin.
What the hell is wrong with your... Oh, sorry. What the hell is wrong with your face?
She's too busy watching Love Shack McMack at the moment. She kind of passes you by, Gnarly. She kind of waves you off. You ain't nothing, honey. Moves on over and kind of straddles behind Love Shack in awe of his
manhood.
Manhood, yes.
All right, well, guys, is that the launcher?
Yes, that's the launcher.
Am I not fucking talking here? What the hell is going on here?
You talk too damn much is the problem.
Really? You need to put your fucking dick away is what you need to do.
Don't make me come over there and smack you with it. You know I killed the last thing with just
Motherfucker, you don't seem to know what's going on. It's what up. I'll kick the shit out of you.
You know what? Don't make me give you a dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, I ain't got time for your shit. Whatever. And he goes over and he starts inspecting the goblin launcher, and he's just mystified. It's what he's known has existed. He's wanted it so long. It's here right in front of him. He goes, Can I try it? Let's launch your girlfriend.
Why? I think
Well, what?
it's not going
why
to be
not?
useful right now. We could use her as ammo later.
Well, we'll just stuff that bitch in there right now, and she'll be ready.
You can see she struts over to you, Gnarly, and just gives you a big backhand. She's like, I ain't no goblin launching, honey. And I thought you were something.
And Poop walks up to her and slaps the shit out of her and knocks her out cold and puts her on the thing.
Gnarly just goes like, I'll get another.
Yeah, there's more bitches. Don't worry about it.
There's plenty of fish in the sea, Tiger.
Now, is there... Now, how can we heal in this? Can we take like a little bit of time and do the healing rate thing like we can do in the real game?
You can take a short rest, which will give you whatever your healing rate is back, and that's about it, unless somebody has something to heal by.
Yeah, well, I used to have things to heal by, but now that's gone. Yeah, I would like to... He would definitely suggest... Yeah, I think we need to go get our sisters now. So, yeah, we're going to take the launcher. We're going to fuck them up. Let's do it. Come on. So I would propose that we do that because I only have one character left, and I would like to get into play.
Chris, why don't you introduce your new character? Save whatever you had, though, for your 1d6 roll until I say so.
All right, it's kind of perfect anyways, actually. So what you guys hear as the combat has ended and everyone's probably a little bit worn out or injured is a huge stomping sound as something seems to be coming towards you guys. It sounds much larger than any goblin or any kobold or any gnome could ever be. And coming around the corner, you see this massive, disgusting troll. And he starts to walk up towards you guys, and you're probably convinced that it might be one of your last moments here on Earth. But when he gets close enough, he holds his stomach and starts to grumble, "Oh, I don't feel so good." And then he leans up against the wall, and out of his ass shoots a large pile of shit. And in this large pile of shit, you see a fish-looking goblin that has large lips and webbed fingers, and he's just absolutely covered in this troll shit. And there's useless shithead.
Sweet God.
This is the greatest game I've ever played in my whole life.
Oh, dude.
All right, so anybody that was alive at that point, so any of the three of us, Juve and Guile, will be able to heal your healing rate.
Yeah.
And then we should be good. Fucking hilarious.
Are you ready for my D6?
Yep, go for it.
Other than that, nothing else happens, and the troll walks away and says that he feels much better.
Oh, cool! You got the number one. Nice. Cool. Nothing bad happens to us.
Yeah, you can see this goblin. He looks like he'd like to kind of jump in and eat these goblins, but the last one he ate apparently didn't go so well, so he just continues to wander down the hall, holding his stomach. You can hear him rumbling and shitting himself continually as he kind of goes around the corner.
This fish head goblin walks up to you guys and is like, guys, I got the craziest. Oh, wait, sorry. So, hold on a second. And he starts reaching in to the side, and basically this shit is just encrusted on him. So he reaches in and he pulls out this dirty old cloak, and he wraps it around him and says, sorry, I had to put my visibility cloak on so you guys can see me.
What? We can see your smelly ass before.
No, I didn't have my visibility cloak on. I was invisible. I'm sorry. I'm here now.
No.
I got the craziest story for you. You want to
You
hear
know
it?
what? You're full of shit.
Absolutely.
You're full of shit.
You guys aren't wrong about that, I suppose. I got the craziest story though. I was working up doing some plumbing for the trolls, and one of them came up to me and they said they were hungry. Chucked me right in their mouth, swallowed me whole. I don't know how long I was in there. All I had is my toothbrush. He pulls it out and starts brushing his teeth. It's smothered in brown mush. But I lived in there for days, eating what I could, the sloppy seconds of this troll, and then I kid you not, he shit me right out.
Yeah, we saw that shit.
Yep.
Craziest story, isn't it?
Nope. It's a shitty story.
So what are you guys up to? You mind if I hang out?
Well, we're gonna launch that bitch up there in a minute, but we need to find the sisters. I think at this point, right? That's where we're at. Or the. I wasn't really paying attention when the big guy was talking, but I think we need to find a crocodile or some shit like that. I don't know. You're the shitty one. Let me know.
He reaches on top of his head and there's like a carrot. He pulls it out and starts munching on it as he's listening to you talk. Croc, eh, huh? Croc? Yeah, we can do that.
So you can see, up ahead, the tunnel number 14. You can see the number 14 above the tunnel. That's where the Goblin King said to head down, and down there is where the old croc is that keeps eating his sister.
Gnarly kind of sees number on the sewer, and he says, you guys know what 14 means. It means 14. And you just realize he's just crazy.
That's some profound shit, my friend. That's some fucking profound shit.
What the fuck is he talking about? All right. I think I got, and he walks up to the other two and goes, I think I got a new plan. We're going to launch his dumb ass into there. What you think?
Pulls out a compass from his shit armor that he wears and says, so what way is this croc you speak of?
Well, it's supposed to be up 14.
I don't see
Only one way.
I don't see no number 14 on the compass, so hopefully one of you guys are a good guide.
Huh?
Look, there's no 14.
Well, of course not. There's only N, S, W, and E. No fucking numbers on there.
He's nodding. He's like, yes, that's the problem.
Ka-chow! All right. Hey, yo, Mr. Dickman. Hello, I'm talking to you, Dickman. He tracks him right in the end of his dick.
Ain't nobody trying to hear you. Why you go get ate by that crack like your sister is right now? Go on, get.
Really? We're sending your dick ass in first. You and Mr. Shitty Pants.
Oh, yaggity ass, bitch ass, punk ass, damn woman. Smack the
Oh, no,
shit out of you for 3,000 years.
He's a dude, but yeah, it's all good. He just happens to have a really high voice.
That's why he's so called him a chick.
Right. Yeah, it's all good. Whatever. So he just starts walking down the hallway now, strutting it up because he is very confident and a bit of a bully, as you guys can tell.
Useless shithead walks up to you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I have snatched up the two whatever women they were and have them on both sides walking down the hallway. Like,
There should only be one left, right? Yeah, there's only one left.
Well, the other one's still partly left.
Oh, okay.
And I'm partly with me. Ammo for the launcher.
There you go. I like the way you think sometimes, dickhead. I mean, Mr. Dick. Whatever the fuck your name is.
Shithead walks up to you, Poop Chucker, and he holds out his hand to shake it.
Yeah?
He says, I got the craziest story for you.
I bet it has to do with you getting fucking eaten and then somebody shit you out, didn't it?
And then he tells you the exact same story he told you 1 minute ago.
Yeah. Yeah, cow. And he kind of gives you like the
he gives it back.
All right. Nothing but moving forward.
So what are we doing anyways?
Really? How? This is what you're doing. You're gonna hold on to the side of this, and he hands the part that he was holding of the goblin launcher and says, "Just hold this and keep walking. That's all you gotta do, shithead."
So it sounds easy enough.
For shithead.
All right, we make our way forward then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So we got gnarly, useless. All right. You guys kind of move down this tunnel. In the far end of this tunnel, you can see like a waterfall of sludge kind of pouring down. As you kind of walk into this large room, it's about a 50-foot diameter room, kind of circular. You can see several tunnels all kind of coalesce into this room. And in the center, there's this large pool of just sludge. When you look up above, you can see a big, huge sewer grate that connects to the outside city up above you. A few of you goblins might have been there at some point in time and got to see the human world above. But now it's mostly just rain and sewer water that comes pouring down. Every now and then you will see a human kind of walk by and empty out their chamber pot down into the sewer, and it just kind of splashes down into this large puddle in the middle of the room. Right in the middle of this thing, you can see what looks to be this huge reptilian sort of creature. On its back, you can see several small little goblin women kind of lounging, sunbathing under, on the back of this creature. As it kind of moves about, you can see that its eyes kind of come up above the water. You can see those reptilian eyes sort of look at you. Very scaly. It's about 12 feet long. You can see these black ridges and black spines going down its back. The three goblin girls that are on the back of this thing kind of look in your direction, and they kind of give you guys a bit of a wave, and you can see this huge reptilian creature kind of shake a little bit, knocking them off into the water. They slink down underneath the sludge, kind of trying to swim in it, but just getting pulled down into the shit and sewer and sludge and everything that's in there. Then you see this crocodilian thing kind of stand up, and it pulls itself up out of the water, and you can see that there's all sorts of metal plates on the bottom edge of this thing. Its eyes are very robotic as they kind of pull forward, and the mouth opens up, and you see a little gnome engineer standing there, and he kind of points at you guys with his wrench, and then he hauls back into the mouth of this thing, and you see it clamp shut, and then it just starts swimming across the sludge towards you. What do you do?
Guys, I got the craziest story for you. You gotta hear it.
It's okay. We're here in a second. How about you do this first? You're going to go up there and you're going to go put your shitty ass and go get that dude. What you think?
Me go first? I got a better idea. We'll make a game
Okay.
out of it. I got this dice and I'll roll it, and whoever calls it decides who goes first. He pulls it out, and you clearly see that it's a one-sided dice, whatever the fuck that is. And he's like, okay, I'll roll it, and you guys guess. And if you guys guess right, then you decide who goes in first. Sounds like a good game?
Yeah. I'm going to guess one.
All right, and he rolls it across the floor. It's a one-sided dice.
So it's one.
Oh, good guess.
Yeah.
So who do you pick?
You.
Well, I guess that's how the game goes. Kind of looks sad. Walks away. But then he turns around. Guys, I got the craziest story for you. You got to hear it.
I got a great answer. If you tell me the story, we'll make Mr. Dicky Pants over here go first.
You want to hear the story, or you don't want to hear the story?
I want to hear it. Let's hear it.
All right, well, I was working at this troll's house.
That's a new, awesome story.
I know, right? Can you believe it? Craziest thing I ever heard.
I know. And because it was such a good story, I think Mr. Dicky Pants should go first.
I think not. I think that Mr. I'd like to tell the same goddamn story 10 billion times over and over again till your eyes bleed should go first. And I ninja kick him in the butt and push him forward. You've been nominated, motherfucker. Get to work.
See this crocodile kind of come up out of the sludge just right behind you, shithead.
As he's falling down, he says, I've only told it one time. And then lands in the slug. Pulls out his toothbrush, and like a gladiator warrior battling between a lion with his big spear, he holds this little tiny toothbrush with a big pile of shit on the end of it. All right. We're doing this.
How did we get here? How did we...
Alrighty. So start of initiative. This thing is going to take its first attack on shithead, though, and just use its bonus action. Oh, and I got a 13, which I think is actually a miss, right?
It bites into my troll shit armor.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, you can see these robotic hinges open up in this mouth thing and then come down and kind of slam down on top of Useless, and you just swallow them whole. Then you see just a moment later it opens back up and shithead's still standing inside this thing. Who would like to go fast?
I'll go fast.
I'm gonna go first.
All right. Whichever wants to go first, no matter.
You can go first.
Okay, so you see Gnarly the wall, and he kind of grabs his syringe and he starts drawing in the wall, like really badly. He starts drawing the wall a moon, and he goes like, "Oh no, it's a full moon!" And you can see this syringe kind of filled with. You don't know what's inside, but he says, "Don't worry, guys, it's tiger blood." And then he kind of uses the syringe on his neck as he howls to the moon. So I'm going to use tiger blood as a triggered action. And if you guys want to actually know, how did I get a tiger's blood? Sewer tigers, obviously.
Goddamn sewer tigers.
Yep, killed my parents.
All right.
Damn you, sewer tigers!
So what does that do for you, crunch wise?
+3 strength, +3 agility, 1 boon on all strength and agility rolls, and 1d6 damage. I updated your stats for you already, Gnarly.
That's cool.
Yep. So now I'm gonna try to hit this croc.
All right. So you're actually, it's going to be the 1d20 +6 plus a boon.
Yep.
Plus a boon. Holy crap.
Yep. That's 18.
That'll be a hit and 3d6 damage.
Yep. That's 9 damage.
What's it look like when you inject the shit into your neck and Hulk out, basically?
Basically, he just injects this syringe into his neck, and he starts kind of shaking first, and then he stops, and then he actually meows because he's a were-tiger, not a werewolf.
A sewer
And he
were-tiger.
kind of- Yep. So he jumps and tries to kind of spin and then hit the bat into this crocodile's head and damage.
You bring this bat down on top of this thing. You can feel it's just this loud clang as you hit the metal, but you leave a nice big dent right in the mouth, right on the like facial snout type thing of this mechanized crocodile. Who else would like to go fast? Shithead, you were?
Shithead is going fast.
All right, go for it.
He is going to strike with his toothbrush. And that is
Get 2 boons.
a nat 20. So basically what it looks like is he kind of stumbles forward and he actually trips, and the crocodile opens up his mouth, and then he temporarily falls into the crocodile's mouth, but then tumbles right out of it, and then it chomps down like right behind him, nipping off a little bit of poo, and then he just like rolls over and stabs the toothbrush right in the creature's eye, doing 1d1 damage. In case you're wondering, I rolled a 1.
Got it. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Poop Chuck and Love Shack. Either of you guys want to go fast?
Well, Poop Chuck will go fast because he's already got his plan. You know, we set the goblin launcher down. There's one of his girlfriends is already stuffed up in that thing, and he's gonna launch that bitch right at it.
All right. You got to use that as a slow action, so
Okay.
you'll have to go slow with that.
Okay, I can do it.
Love Shack, do you want to go fast or slow? You with us still, Love Shack?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Juve. There you are. Juve, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here. Having a problem breathing, that's all. I'm fine.
Breathing's important. So you take time. You take your time with that, buddy.
Let's see. You want to go fast or slow, Love Shack?
Slow.
All right. So this thing is going to take a bite at old Gnarly. So you see this huge crocodile kind of pull itself up out of the water, takes a few steps forward. You can see one eye has this toothbrush sticking out of it. It kind of winks a little bit. Swings its front end around, kind of back towards the water, bringing its tail swiping right around towards Gnarly. And
Well, Love Shack, right?
no, this one's on Gnarly.
Oh, okay.
And that one will miss. And you can see this tail kind of swipe across Gnarly, missing him, and then this one will be on Love Shack. Oh, geez, both missed. So you can see this tail kind of swipe past, just barely missing Gnarly, and then it kind of swipes past Love Shack, who does a little hovering technique with the stick again, letting this thing kind of pass underneath them as it kind of swings its whole tail around trying to tail slap you. It lets out this kind of mechanized roar, and you can see it kind of spin back around with its huge mouth getting opened up, getting ready to bite down on somebody. But first, Gnarly and Love Shack, you are up first.
I'm going to go after the croc and try to start beating it.
All right.
I'm gonna get ready. I don't know if there's a trigger action, but next time he tries to swing his tail at me, I'm gonna try to grab it.
Okay. Yep, that would be triggered. So you're going after. So yeah, this thing, you can see it kind of opens its mouth up to chomp down, and then kind of shifts its body, swing its tail back around one more time. First one would be on Love Shack, which is again a miss. And then Gnarly, this one would be on you. 11, 12, 13. Let's see. It would actually hit you, and then you can take your triggered action. So only 2 points of damage on that one, Gnarly. And you can take your triggered action. What do you want to do exactly?
I just want to grab his tail.
All
Maybe
right.
try to stop it.
Okay. Give me a strength check. So it'll be the 1d20 plus 6.
That's a That's a 20. Not a natural one, but
20 total. That's still a hit. Yep.
Yeah.
And so 20. So as this kind of swings around, you grab a hold of the tail. What do you want to do with the tail?
I actually just want to hold it down so he can't use it anymore.
Okay. I'll kind of treat it as being stunned. And Love Shack, you were up. You can see the tail kind of swoop underneath you again, and then Gnarly grab a hold of this tail, holding this creature down for the moment. If you make any attacks on it or anything, I'll give you 2 boons. So, yep, you are up, Love Shack. Still with us?
Hey, Juve, you there, everybody?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nope,
You
you
keep
are
on
up.
fading out. I hear something for a second, then it cuts out, so I never know when it's my turn.
Yep, it's your turn.
Yep, you are up.
And if you decide to attack, you get 2 boons.
I will attack.
All right. Go for it.
Clear. And then how do the 2 boons work?
Roll the 2d6 and just take the higher of the 2 and add it to your roll.
So that would be 11.
11 will be a miss. Oh, wait a minute. 11, 12, 13. 13 will hit because you get a +2 on that. So that one's a hit. What did you have for damage? 1d6.
And that would be 4.
4. Got it. All right. So that's the end of the round. We'll start a new one.
No, wait, no, it's my turn.
Oh, yep. You got slow. Go for it.
Yeah. And all right. So this piece of equipment that says huge fish hook. Now it's kind of like a grappling hook to me. Is that the whole idea?
Sure.
Okay. Does it have a string? Like, does it have still some line on the end of it, so I can like use it as like a kind of a grappling hook, or is it just the hook itself?
No, it'd be just the hook itself.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Well, that's not gonna work out. I thought it was. Anyways. Yeah. I run over. I grab one of the girls. I take her ass. I put her in the launcher, and I launch it right into the mouth. I launch her right into the mouth of the beast.
All right. It'll be a dexterity one, so it'd be the 1d20 +3. Or wait a minute, was that you? Yeah, +3. Give yourself 1 boon.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 total.
That'll be a hit. And then it'll be 2d6 damage, and then she's going to take 1d6, which I got that already, so just 2d6.
It's only 5, unfortunately. And he squeals out in joy of how well this thing did work, and it just squeals, and at the end of it goes, ka-chow!
So that's the end of the initiative.
Talks junk to the thing for a second.
All right. You guys mind if we take like a quick 3-minute break? I gotta let my dog out.
Yep.
All right, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back.
So
Shithead has the plan of plans, guys.
Oh, let me guess. I bet you it's a story.
Got the craziest story to tell the crocodile.
Do you? Okay, good. Just he wants to know. He hasn't heard the story yet. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
This is good, man. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Absolutely. I'll be right back to you, though.
So what time is it for you, Gal?
It's 2 a.m. right now.
2 a.m.?
Yep.
Because you're in Brazil?
Yep. I'm in Brazil.
Yeah, I thought I saw that when I looked up your Facebook page. That's cool, man. Are you everything kosher where you are? I know there's been a lot of unrest.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. So is it really as bad as they made it look to be when it was during the Olympics?
Media generally,
Gasses it up.
exaggerates, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not that bad. It's just the
I figured so.
Olympics really fucked us up.
yeah. Put you guys in a great amount of debt, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Sucks. Mm. That's what tends to happen when you have an Olympics. Unfortunately, most countries have that problem, unfortunately. But then
Yeah.
you had what, like 3 major events in a row, didn't you? Because you had the World Cup, then you had that other major soccer tournament, and then the Olympics.
Actually, I think
Yeah, it's
it was just 2 things. I don't remember.
I thought there was like some other major tournament. Well, not a major one, but big teams like Brazil. There's a couple countries that were into it. I don't remember what it was. Whatever. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they let them have all that at once. It's just you figure they would have spaced it out.
Yep. We like getting a lot of attention sometimes from other countries, so most of the time we get events here, and that's not good sometimes.
Yeah, seriously. Whoa.
Speed dog.
I think his name is Sarge, if I remember correctly. That does. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. That's Sarge, is that correct? Oh, no, he doesn't have his headphones out, so he can't hear me.
I just want to say this is a really fun session.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun sessions I've ever actually had, because it just doesn't, I mean, we're being silly. It's great. That's your dog's name is Sarge, is that correct?
Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, Sergeant Pepper. Yeah. Is he still as much of a jackass as he's always been?
Yep. Right now he's licking his balls.
Yeah, that's what hey, him and Juve's dude will get along perfectly.
Sarge, stop. Hey, get up in your bed.
Go lick your balls elsewhere.
I don't want
That's
to
not
watch you.
even right.
You're on. What does that taste like, there, Juve?
Let's see.
I'm so not engaging in this.
All right, I think I'm all set. Got your sheets back. All right, so that's the end of that round. Start of the new round. Who would like to go fast?
I'll go fast.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to go, or should I just take it off?
I'm gonna go slow.
All right then. With that, shithead has a very look of demeanor change in him. He looks very serious all of a sudden, and he says, "All right, it's on now." And he reaches around his neck and he takes his cloak off and yells, "Invisibility!" And then throws his cloak away. Everyone still sees him as plain as day, and then he's gonna ready a triggered action. And hopefully, Morgan, you're gonna let me get away with some shenanigans. But when that creature opens its mouth, I want to do something.
All right. So just remind me when it opens its mouth. Anybody else want to go fast? Poop Chuck? Love
Nope, I'm gonna
Shack?
go slow.
All right, and let's see. Gnarly, you're going slow. Love Shack, would you like to go fast or slow?
Slow been working so far.
All righty. So, yeah, this thing kind of, you see it slink back into the water a little bit. When it comes up out of the water again, you see it has one of these goblin females in its mouth, and it just kind of swings its mouth around, opening up its mouth. I'll let you take your triggered action, but it just flings this goblin girl across, who smashes into Gnarly.
So he does 2 things. He reaches into his shit pockets, we're going to call them. He pulls out a pack of laxatives that he has on him, and then a 6-inch rope, which just basically flops slightly over his hand, and he yells, "I'm going in. Pull me out, guys." And then holds the rope, and it's just like a couple inches away from his hand, and charges inside the creature's mouth with the laxatives.
All right. You see this goblin girl go flying past you, Gnarly. She kind of hits the ground, skids across, and smashes up against the wall. You can see she's dead, and she just kind of sits there limply. You recognize it as one of your sisters, all of your sisters, the Goblin King's sister as well. As soon as you enter the mouth of this thing, Shithead, you kind of go into it, and you can see it's just a tunnel to the back room. And in the back area of what kind of opens up into its stomach area, you see two little gnomes working a bunch of levers. The one kind of looks at you, and you can see he pulls out a screwdriver and kind of pushes a button on it, and this thing just kind of like transforms into this huge, great sword. And he starts running towards you.
He says, "Guys, I got the craziest story to tell you."
Oh, that's great.
See, the goblin does kind of skid to a stop, kind of looking at you for a moment in your laxative and your little rope. He says, "Let me hear this story."
So I was at a troll's house the other day, and then he just goes into the whole spiel, and then it shit me out. I kid you not. Craziest story you ever heard, isn't it?
You see this gnome kind of staring at you with a blank face, and he looks over his shoulder at this other one who's working the gears and stuff. He just kind of shrugs. He's like, "You ever worked a crocodile?"
No,
He says,
but
come here. He kind of brings you over, and he's like, "Just push these levers. That's all you got to do. Just push these levers."
he just starts with his hands slamming every lever that he can all at once. This is great.
So you guys see this crocodile just flailing about back and forth. Its maw just keeps opening up and slamming shut. Its tail swings through. You see it's lift its claws up and kind of swipe through the air. I'm going to take all of its attack actions right now. This one's going to be on Poop Chuck. I got a 17. And you see it kind of swing through, and you see its big, huge mouth just slam down over top of Poop Chuck for 9 points of damage. You're muted, by the way, dude.
Yeah. So is that a what should we is that a melee attack?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'll let you take your thing in just a sec.
Yep.
Gnarly, this one is on you. Is an 18. Your defense went up though because your agility, so that still hits though. Which would be only 2 points of damage. You can see its claw comes up and just kind of swipes across your chest, leaving like little claw marks. Not doing too much damage, only 2. And then Love Shack, that's a miss regardless, so you're safe. If you want to take your triggered action, Poop Chuck.
Okay. Let me get my damage in there so I make sure it's right. All right. And attack with 2 boons.
This gnome comes over to you, your head just kind of smacks you on the back. Doing a great job, doing a great job. Tell me hear that story again.
Starts telling again. Pulls the half-eaten carrot out of his shithead and offers the gnome. This is the greatest fun I've ever had.
Says, no. I just ate. You handle the controls.
You're lost. Chump starts chomping on the carrot.
What'd you end up with, Poop Chuck?
14.
14 is, I think, a hit. Yes, it's a hit.
Okay. It is. Is that just a 1d6?
You're doing
Right.
just your basic attack.
Right, because it's just that's what that is, right? Okay.
Yep.
4.
Got it. So Gnarly, this thing's flailing about. You're kind of holding on to the tail you best you can. You said you were going slow and Love Shack slow, so both of you guys are up. Whoever would like
All
to
3
go.
of us will be here because all 3 of us want to.
Whoever wants to go can go for it.
I'll go. It's so what's gonna happen is, you know, he already had the take no shit action for himself. He's all pissed off and kicked it in his mouth. When he kicked it in his mouth, the mouth opened. So he runs back over to the launcher, okay, and puts himself inside it and uses the fish hook to activate it and shoots himself into the mouth.
All right. Oh, do a dexterity check.
That's all right.
So yeah, dexterity attack.
If he can somehow take no damage, it'll be great. Dexterity.
So 1d20
It's not even
plus
in there.
3. Oh, sorry, agility.
Agility, okay. That is 18.
18. So when you hit this thing, you guys see Poop Chuck bury himself into this launcher and then just come flying out of this thing and just swallow down the gullet of this large mechanized crocodile. Poop Chuck you guys see Poop Chuck,
the way.
the gnomes and Shithead, you see Poop Chuck just fly down the mouth of this thing, sliding down its gullet and just kind of slide into this room with his ka-chow. If you want to take an action or do something in there, Poop Chuck, you can.
Okay, so once
You
he's
see shithead working the controls and the other man working the controls. The one just kind of staring at you with this huge sword.
yeah, he's gonna go right at that dude. Here we go. Good old Mr. Norris's turn. That's a 4 and 17 and 4 plus 3, 20, 24.
Yep.
And that is 16.
16 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Still alive.
I didn't kill him. All right, so then I have to do my 1 boon. Oh, of course, it has to be a fucking 6. But I rolled a 2s. 2 and 6 is 8.
All right, so you're good there. And you're up. So let's see. Love Shack and Gnarly, you guys are up yet.
Okay, so he launched himself in there. I'm like, that was ridiculous. And I will then proceed to, like, I have a better plan. And I proceed to try to skull fuck the crocodile.
All right.
Lovely.
And
That sounds like a strength.
So that was a 10.
Okay, plus 2 is 12, which is right on the dot. So damage would be 1d6.
That would be 4.
So as you're inside this thing, you guys, you just see this huge pecker just kind of tearing through the skull of this thing. As Love Shack works his power over top of it. Gnarly.
As I yell, love will overconquer all. As I'm humping like a madman.
You hear someone inside yell out that you're going to poke someone's eye out with that.
Gnarly, you are up.
Am I still holding the crocodile's tail?
Yep.
Okay.
I gave it a -2 to defense while you hold on to it, so.
Gnarly is actually going to grab another syringe, kind of injects himself again.
Oh,
and
shit.
He yells louder.
Does that stack?
Yes, it does.
Not 2 in a row.
Oh, shit.
Because it ended right now. And
Okay.
so what he's going to try to do, he's going to leap on top of the crocodile. He's trying to leap on top of him.
Okay. Give me a strength check with 1 boon. See if you can leap on top of this thing. So 1d20 plus 6 plus a boon.
It's 18.
Yep, definitely. So what do you do when you leap atop this thing? You got to
It's
work
actually-
around Love Shack because he's doing his thing.
I'm actually going to use Love Shack has a nail, and I'm going to beat on him with my club. So he goes deeper.
Is this the synchronized skull fuck technique that you're using?
It's notorious.
Synchronized skull fuck.
It's only been done once before.
Wow, just what?
I'll have you make the attack roll, Gnarly, and if you succeed, then I'll have you both roll your damage.
It's only spoke of in profits.
This is the legendary maneuver, guys.
It absolutely is.
happens,
What's every 100 years?
Yep. This is actually 13.
Yep,
Just barely.
just barely. So let's see. You're gonna do your whatever it is, 3d6, and Love Shack. You can do an additional 1d6 as well.
Just so I can get a visual, can we describe what this looks like? I just need to picture it.
That is 5.
Got it.
This is 10 for me. I got 10 damage.
And who wants to describe this beautiful scene?
synchronizing.
I think Love Shack would describe it better.
Love Shack, go for it.
So basically, simultaneously, as this crocodile is, screaming in pain as it being synchronized, fucked in every hole imaginable, does it die from this?
Nope, it's still got a few hit points left, unfortunately.
Perfect.
And you start to see stuff coming out of what you think would be the ear holes of the crocodile.
Is it white?
Well, it is a crimson-like color.
You guys see this puncture holes just kind of coming across the top of this thing. You see jabbing down beside you, Poop Chuck and Shithead just kind of pounded down.
Shithead grabs one as a lever and tries to like pull it.
You feel yourself get jerked a few times around there, Love Shack.
It's a little sticky.
I'm like, I got nothing. This has become insane.
Alrighty, this thing is gonna barrel roll. So let's see, Gnarly and Love Shack, you're on top of this thing. I need agility checks from both of you with 2 Banes.
Kill them so we can meet their 2 new characters. Their 2 last characters would be great.
So, Gnarly would be what? 1 die 20 plus 1 minus a 2 die 6. And Love Shack, what do you have? Be 1 die 20 plus 1, but minus 2d6.
So that would be 3 points.
Okay.
3.
That would be 6. I rolled a 6 with the Banes.
All right. So it's filling both. This thing just rolls over and over, kind of pulling itself up onto the ground and just rolling over top of you guys flat and then trying to barrel roll you guys off of this thing. Gnarly, you're going to take 6, 12, 13 damage.
Oh, Gnarly goes down.
And Love Shack, you will take 5, 10, 12 damage. Let's see, Gnarly, you have don't you have like a...
Rabies, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll it.
I yell back, I believe I'm still alive, so I'm going to yell back like, you got to try harder than that, fucker, because I am.
So...
About an even, you heal 1
Okay,
odd.
so I rolled odd number, so
Okay.
I die either way. So you see this blood and brain matter seeps from Gnarly's nose and ears, and he says, "I died a badass."
Lovely.
Touche.
Okay.
All right, so you got 1 dude left, right?
Let's see. That's the end of
Yeah,
that.
and I have-
Yep, go ahead and do your 1 die 6, but then you can introduce your goblin, and since it's the end round, you can introduce your goblin and what happens.
Okay.
Was everyone on the last one now?
No, yeah, I think Juve has 1 left
Has
right
one
now.
left. Yep.
Yeah, I still got 1 left.
I purposely killed mine. I won't even try that. Just so I can get the move check. Because I didn't want to bring him first, just in case he did die.
Is it my turn? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep, you can go ahead and describe
okay.
your new goblin and whatever went wrong, if anything.
So roll your
Okay, so I
d6 to see
actually
what
got a
wrong.
6, so I get to choose what goes wrong.
All right. Why don't you introduce your goblin first, and then you can choose one of
Yep,
those.
okay. So see this shadowy figure riding a cockroach, but a giant cockroach. And as it slows down, he says, "Hey, slow down, Hanky Noodle Randy." You see this goblin dressed as a cowboy. His skin is pink, and you can see that actually he has it for a chin.
A what for a chin?
And then, yeah, a breast.
A tit.
Yep, a tit.
Lovely.
And hit his head. His head is like twice the size as him. and he tips his hat and he says, "Willie the Tit."
That's great. Right, and what goes wrong?
Oh, so we got Willie the Tit. Let me find that.
Right, no, is that what went wrong, or is that his new character?
Nope, that's his new character, Willie the Tit.
Yep. So now I get to choose the what goes wrong. Is it this turn that I
Yep,
choose
yep.
what goes wrong?
Yep, go for it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So some goblins, they turn into zombie goblins when they die, and you see Gnarly kind of come alive again as a zombie goblin, and he is actually going to bite McLovin.
Lovin'.
A were-tiger zombie goblin.
Were-tiger goblin, yeah.
Okay, so he kind of bites into your hand and eats 6 of your fingers.
Should have been his dick.
You should have been his dick off. That's absolutely what you did.
I do 6 of my fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're going to take 6 points of damage. You see Gnarly kind of rise up, let out this huge meow that kind of echoes through the chamber as he looks around for the next person to gorge himself on. Let's see.
Well, 2 of us are inside the creature, so that's kind of helpful.
So yeah, he's kind of glances around, and obviously the closest one next to him is Love Shack. Is Love Shack still alive?
With 1 point.
All right. So that's the end of the round. Start of the new round. You
Going
guys,
Going fast.
you got, let's see who's inside. We got Shithead and Poop Chuck. You guys are inside. You see these 2 goblins. One of them's working the levers. The other one's holding this big sword. And he's kind of looking down on you, Poop Chuck. Outside, this crocodile just kind of rolls and flounders back and forth because of poor Shithead just pounding on the buttons. Flying back and forth. Willie the Tit's over in the corner riding his hanky noodle Randy. And Love Shack, you were kind of trying to dodge out of the way of this thing rolling around. So, who would like to go fast?
Me.
All right.
I would like to go fast.
So all 3 of you. And Love Shack, do you want to go fast or slow?
Mm-hmm.
You must have not heard it.
Nope. Do you want to go fast or slow, Love Shack? I think I keep cutting in and out on him.
Yeah, I think so too.
I say go ahead, and I'm going to go fast and be done with it.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody's going fast, so you guys can pick your... Whoever wants to go fast can go fast first.
I'll go.
All right, go for it.
Going for the climax of this event and going to finish off and then take my last hit point to break off my goblin penis in his eyeball.
Yes.
Just for that, I will let you just do a straight 1d6 damage. You don't even need to attack.
And it kills him.
6 points of damage.
Nice.
That is how you finish.
Hell yeah.
So with his last climactic thing, he kind of jabs it into this thing, and you see this blood kind of splatter across as he gives himself over to the croc. I will let you introduce your new goblin in just a sec, but if you want to roll 1d6 to see what happens while I get the other guys finished up on their fast actions.
I rolled a 2.
Let's see. 2. Okay, we'll have that happen right at the end of this round, along with your goblin. So first, let's see, Poop Chuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Willie, you guys are up.
I'll keep going. I'm going to. How bad does this dude look?
Well, it's got a whole lot of shit ton of dents and puncture holes that have been placed across its whole entire head.
I'm inside of it.
Sparks kind of flashing around inside of it. There's a
But
dick
I'm,
hanging.
but I'm, yeah, but I'm inside of it. I meant, how does the guy with the sword look?
The goblin look, he's beat up pretty bad.
He's beat up pretty bad.
You can see his
Alright.
face is kind of caving a little bit. Blood's kind of pouring down his nose.
Of course, that's what Poop Chuck does. So we're gonna kick his ass again. Why not? All right. So that's a 5 and a 6 on the boon dice, and 8 and 6 is 14.
And that will be a hit.
Oh, 8, 6, and 3. I always forget about the inherent plus. So that would be a hit. So it would be 3d6. That is 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 damage to him.
He's got a couple left.
Ah, you fucker. And then I got to see if I hit myself. That's a 3. And I don't hit myself. 7 and 3 is 10.
This thing is going to take his triggered action to attack back at you before the other ones can go. So when you kind of pound into him, he steps back, and then you can see he just kind of pushes this button on his sword, and you see all these blades kind of stick out of this thing and just start spinning around. Let's see, 18. I believe that's a hit. Yes.
I believe that's some death, is what I believe it to be.
2 points of damage.
I think that's exactly what it is. Nope, I have 1 hit point left.
So you can see these blades, they just kind of come through and slicing up your chest a little bit, and you can see this little gnome just laughing hysterically. Shithead
Right.
and
No,
Lily.
wait. I laugh back at his ass, taking no shit. Here we go, 2 boons. That's a 5. 13 and 5 is 18 plus 3, so 1d6 of damage.
He's got 2 hit points left.
Yeah, that's it, 4 damage.
All right, you can describe what you do.
So, yeah, he hits me with the the flail of a sword or whatever the hell it is, and it hit me and it kind of hurt a little bit. And he goes, "This ain't funny anymore. I think I have to kill you, Mr. Gnome Man." And he runs and he just uppercuts his balls straight, like wrestling style, like, old school 90s uppercut to the nuts, and goes, I think he called that ka-chow.
He lets out quite the ka-chow.
Yeah, and then he walks over a little bit to where Shithead goes and says, you're controlling that, right, Shithead?
Perfect. And is it my shithead's turn?
Yeah, you guys on the outside see this gnome just kind of crash through the roof or the mouth, the head area of this thing, kind of fly up out of it and kind of splash into the water beside you. And Shithead, you would be up.
Shithead looks like he's in deep concentration, like trying his hardest to operate this thing. And then as you say that to him, Poop Chuck, he looks over at you. He's like, I think I got it. And then he just rams on the controls. And basically the crocodile, if you allow it, is just going to starfish out. And like all of its limbs completely starfish. And then its mouth starts chomping rhythmically over and over again. And then suddenly the tail slams into the ground and flips itself completely over. And then he like jerks the controls again. And then it starts like barrel rolling around while all of its limbs start like independently shuffling up and down like a fish. And it's just like spinning around in circles like a spin top. And he's just like, yeah, I totally got it. And everyone's just getting chucked around like crazy.
Let's see. Willie the Tit, and why don't you give me an agility check to see if you get hit by this thing?
Okay.
Give yourself 2 banes.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Oh, shit. 2 banes, okay. That is... that's actually 8. I rolled an 8 with the banes.
All right. So this thing just continues to flail around you. As soon as you come into the scene, this thing kind of, you see its tail in it. One of its claws kind of swipe right past you. 11 points of damage. This thing chomps down, and you hit by the tail, smashing up against this wall, and kind of sliding down back on top of Hanky Noodle Randy. And Willie the Tit, you are up.
Well, as soon as he gets in the scene and he says, I'm here to help you guys, and then he gets hit automatically by this giant crocodile tail, and he flies, and then he lands, and then he says, God damn it, Nagget, damn it. He gets up and tries to shoot 3 times at the 3-shooter at the crocodile.
All right. So give yourself 3 attacks.
So that's
Defense is a 13.
13, okay. Ah, come on. That's a 2. He completely misses and he shoots the roof, the one pipe, the water. Except
sprays
the
bullets
crocodile.
everywhere else.
Yeah, everything except the crocodile.
And Juve, why don't you introduce your last goblin and what goes wrong, if anything?
Okay. So, last character is. Let me make sure I read this right. Peckerpaw.
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 Yep.
Okay, what is this fuck up?
And he comes in literally pissing on everything that he can that he sees in sight, demanding to be, and then and one of the other character demands to be led to the treasure of the gnomes. And that's
Oh, you got the adventure one, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So right behind Peckerpaw, he comes in pissing around everything. You see these 2 adventurers kind of walking, these 2 humans. They're loaded up with gear. One's carrying like a treasure chest. One has a sack. The only one that would be out there would be Willie. So as soon as they walk into this room, you feel this gruff hand grab you by the back of the neck, Willie, and it just shoves you in the sack. These 2 adventure human guys kind of look around at the chaos going around. They point at, well, nobody else is out there, so they kind of open up the sack, peering down at you inside of there, Willie, and they say, take me to your leader so we can have your gold. And they kind of close it back up and swing you over their shoulder, waiting for you to tell them where to go to get your gold. Let's see. Go ahead.
He actually is going to say, it's inside the crocodile.
Perfect.
They look over at this thing just flashing about and kind of eye it, and they gave the sack a bit of a shake and said, tell me where your gold is. It can't be inside there.
Come on. Where is safe? This is the safest place to keep your gold. Inside a crocodile. Come on, check it out. It's inside him, I promise.
It's flopping around like a raging dead fish.
You can see these 2 adventurers just kind of stare at this thing, looking over at Peckerpaw as he pisses around on everything. This crocodile that's flashing about, Willie the Tit with a big old tit hanging off your chin. They just kind of look around and they kind of hold out the sack and just drop it, turn around and start walking away. But Gnarly's out there too, the zombified were-tiger goblin zombie. So he kind of sees Peckerpaw rush into the scene and start pissing around. He's just going to charge you, Peckerpaw, and charges right past you and just smashes into the wall, leaving like this large goblin were-tiger sort of cut out in the wall as he runs through the wall and down a tunnel. He gets about halfway down before he turns around, realizing what he did, kind of looks back over his shoulder and starts running back. And that's the end of that round. New initiative. Who would like to go fast?
I'm going fast again.
Also.
Let's see. Poopchuck, fast, slow?
Yeah, he just knows forward, so yeah, he'll go fast.
All right. And Peckerpaw, fast or slow?
I will go for fast.
All right. So Peckerpaw, you have this huge gnarly zombie running towards you at the moment. Poopchuck and Shithead, you guys are inside this flailing thing being thrown about. Well, actually, I'm going to need an agility check from Poopchuck since Shithead's strapped in the chair at the moment. You get that, Poopchuck?
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I need an agility check from you since you're being thrown around inside this thing.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a natural one.
All right.
Into
So
the mouth.
As this thing kind of spins around and fuzz, you feel yourself get like thrown off to the side. You guys see Poop Chuck just kind of spill out of the mouth of this thing and get thrown across the room as he spills out. So it's just Shithead and the other gnome inside this thing. And yeah, so who would like to go fast? Everybody's up, so.
I'll go first if no one else wants to.
Yep, you can go.
So basically, what I'm going to do is playing with the controls. I'm somehow, and it's going to be like completely abnormal, but I'm going to jam the gears down again, and the crocodile is somehow going to go so stiff that it stands on top of its mouth, and is just like standing straight up in the air like a needle, using its mouth as balance. And then I'm going to start like opening and closing the mouth. And I'm not really trying to do this on purpose. I think I'm like steering the shit out of this thing like perfectly. But this crocodile is actually standing on its jaws, and its jaws are like kind of clamping down, like pushing itself in the air, and it's literally like walking on its mouth at this point, hopefully shaking the gnome out.
Let's see. I'll make its attack on
The ground.
Yeah, you guys basically see this thing chomping around on the ground. I'll give the gnome his saving throw though. And that's a 3, so that's definitely a not. So besides you, Shithead, you can see this gnome kind of hang off, and he looks over. He's like, "You need to stop! You need to stop!" And
I'm doing
he
a
just
great
kind
job.
of releases. You can see his chair just kind of snap back as he falls out, and you guys see this gnome kind of plop down out of the mouth of this thing just as it's closing up. When it opens back up, you see 3 pieces of this gnome inside before it closes again, and then you see like 6 pieces as it's just chewing this gnome apart. You can see this thing kind of moving across the floor, going towards Willie the Tit as you're trying to pull yourself out of the sack. What do you do, Willie?
Willie is actually going to use firing blanks, and I'm going to use it as a trigger action to try to stun zombie gnarly.
Okay. So you get the wheel challenge roll with 1 Bane. It's probably not. It's a 7 total. No, it's going to be a fail anyway because it's not 10. So yeah, you see as soon as you go in, these fires rings off, and his eyes kind of go wide as he swings his head around in your direction, Willie. Yeah, everything just kind of freezes as he stares you down for the moment. Poop Chuck, you are up. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna just. Yeah, he only knows forward. Like I said, he really wants to keep that goblin launcher, but I don't think he's gonna make it to get to that. It's a 5 on the Butcher Duty dice. Oh, and an actual 20. Oh crap! There's been so many of those tonight.
Oh, you might take it out.
23, 28. So it's 3d6. I don't even know what just happened there. I dice into a whole bunch of pile of dice. I don't know what I got there. 6, 13.
Yep, you can describe what you do to this thing to take it out.
Okay, so it's standing on its head, right?
Yes.
Okay, so perfectly lined up for me is the skull fucking hole. And so he runs up, he does like some crazy parkour shit, gets up to the skull fucking hole, jumps back in the hole itself, does a kick to the did the gnome fall out, or is he still in there?
Nope, the gnome fell out and got chewed up, so he's dead. It's just Shithead in there controlling it.
So he just goes ham on the whole inside of this, of the cavern of this thing, and the last thing that he does is just kick the console that in levers that Shithead is touching. Looks at Shithead and goes, "You did a really shitty job. You know that, right, buddy? I'm sorry." And he kicks the thing and he goes, "Guess what? Wait, I got a story for you." You're muted or something.
Looks at you intently.
Yeah. The other day, you got stuck going to a troll's house and you got eaten. He tells the whole story to him, and he goes, "Ka-chow." After he tells his story. Have you ever heard that story before? He goes.
He looks and says, "No, that's the craziest story I've ever heard."
I know. And guess who it happened to?
Who?
You.
He like throws his hands up in the air. He's like,
Yeah, so he's just went ham on the inside of that joint, breaking all the controls and everything like that. And then it falls over and falls on the front side of it. So I don't know how we're gonna get out of it unless the mouth opens or whatever. But you know, what I mean, it fell over forward and fell onto the raiders that were trying to get us
as they're starting to leave. Yeah, you can see the tail end just kind of come down and smash these two adventurers as they're trying to get out of this tunnel and saying, "Screw this." One of them just kind of splatters. The other one, you can see, starts pulling himself out from under this thing, kind of limping away. He loots the other guy's body, of course, and starts leaving. Willie the Tit.
Oh,
and
wait, I gotta do my thing though. Oh, it's a 6 on the boom die. I mean, on the thing, yeah, boom die. Oh, natural one! Yay! maybe I'll keep my streak alive and have somebody alive at the end.
So Willie the Tit and Peckerpaw, you guys are up. You got Gnarly the zombie goblin that's left, who's currently stunned. So you get 2 boons when attacking him. Either one of you can go first. Don't matter which one.
I'm gonna go first then.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, go.
So he's going to look at him right in the eyes and he's gonna say, "I challenge you to a duel." So he's gonna do a trigger action. Actually, he's gonna grab his 3 shooter and wait for him
To move. Okay. Peckerpaw, you are up. Would you like to do anything? You got this huge gnarly zombie who's standing in front of you, but he seems fixated on. Oh.
There we go. I'm back.
You there,
Your
Jim?
turn.
All right. You are up, man. You got this huge gnarly zombie in front of you who's currently stunned, so you can just make a free attack on him if you would like.
That what I will do.
All right. What does Peckerpaw do?
And I will use the power of the piss stream to kill him.
Power of the piss stream.
Let's see. Must be the steamy geyser.
Yep.
Let's see. It's in your card and needs an agility. It's stuns, so it's going to be an automatic failure on a success, so that don't matter. So you're just going to do 3d6 damage. Which
I might
kill him.
3d6?
Yep.
$12 points of damage.
Right on the money. So you can describe how you kill this gnarly zombie.
So basically, due to his necrotic rotting flesh, I have to take a piss, aim my penis at the monster, and with like a garden hose force of blast a hole through the chest of the zombie where he collapsed upon himself.
You can see the gnarly just kind of melts away under the power of the steamy geyser erupting from Peckerpaw's dick. Get down into this pile of smush on the floor. You kind of look around this room. You can see what's left of this huge mechanized crocodile. Shithead inside of this thing, still pissing at the gears and trying to move him, even though the thing is pretty much shot to hell. What would you guys like to do in the final scenes?
I grab the hero's treasure and walk off.
Okay. Poop Chuck picks up the sword, which is probably way too big for him anyways, right?
It was way too big for the gnome.
Yeah. So he just drags it out at the mouse, puts it into the launcher part of the goblin launcher, talks to Mr. To Shithead on the way out and goes, "Hey, if you help me take the launcher back to the boss, I'll tell you a story in a way." And he smiles.
Shithead is going to get out. Did any of the sisters make it?
There's still one beneath the surface somewhere, but
We don't see them? No. With that, he would then get out and go along with Poop Chuck. But he would tell Poop Chuck that he has the craziest story to tell him, actually, coincidentally enough.
And he'll because he's helping him get what he wants. He'll listen to the story and let him tell it to him as many times as he wants.
And this time, as he tells the story, it's actually a little bit different because he says, I have the craziest story for you. I met up with a bunch of goblin friends, and we went into this lair, and there was a crocodile. And I went right in its mouth, and got stuck in there, and I kid you not, it shit me right out.
Wow.
Craziest story you ever heard, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what. I got one for you, and I tell him his story, but put myself into it. So that he doesn't feel like it's weird because he already told me a different story.
And then he helps you move the goblin checker.
So you guys see Peckerpaw grab up the dead adventurer's treasure and kind of disappear down the tunnel. Poop Chuck and Shithead, you guys lug this goblin launcher back to the Goblin King in his bedroom where he's presently enjoying your sister. And Willie the Tit, how does your scene end?
Willie just looks back at him, at the goblins, and he says, he kind of cleans his hat and he says, what a crazy day. Today I saw a goblin, and the crocodile just spazzed out, and I saw a goblin zombie. I think it's time for me to retire. So he just wanders off with his cockroach.
Is Inky Noodle Randy.
Hanky Noodle Randy.
They run off into the sunset.
That's right.
Very
You
nice.
see the sewer grate up above the top of this thing. The sun kind of sets, and you see this orange glow just kind of follow the group of you guys down the tunnel as you split off in your different ways, and the scene goes black. And you see the credits roll of, let's see, who survived. Poop, Chuck, Peckerpaw, Willie the Tit, and Shithead as you make it out alive. And that is the end of Stop Eating My Sister.
Hey, we made it.
Yeah.
This is the
Again,
most disturbing
somehow-
game I've played in my entire life.
That's the what?
Good. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's pretty much I think what he had going.
So thank you guys. Thanks for any watchers. And now, future, whatever, I'm going to click the stop broadcast here.